Hello, everybody. I was trying to find the link to the music that Donna created, and I wasn't able to find it. So yeah. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? I'm going to say hi to everybody. Welcome in. Shh. 3113. I'm just going to call you. Shh. That's okay. Welcome in, Cindy. Welcome in, Blue Heron. Welcome in, Marie Curie. Welcome in, my baby's army. Hello, Krista. Nice to see you, honey. YouTuber, nice to see you. Violet Boylan, thank you. Hi, Kitty. YouTubers here, Blue Heron Digital. And Kitty, you asked me if we were going to go back, if I knew anything about Sebastian. I will let you know if I hear anything. Not had any messages from Sebastian. And I will go back to Sebastian. But right now, I'm sure you've missed out. I'm waiting for a hopeful an update on of some sort as to what we found out with Jack and Lilly. Hi, Lloyd Lama. Nice to see you. Krista, thank you for being here. I don't know where Donna is. My baby's army, nice to see you. YouTuber, I think I said hi. I'm going to try to go back up. What are you here for? Because y'all, I'm trying to figure out what you guys want, what cases you want, and also satisfy myself. I have said multiple times, I cannot do um, endless tarot readings on the same case. I mean, it's exhausting. The information gets mixed up. It ends up being not accurate. Furthermore, I know other YouTubers live stream tarot readings, but for myself, I'm literally channeling when I stream, which is why the cards are like flipping out and popping up when I'm doing my tarot readings, rather. And when I stream and my attention's on the live and then back to the cards, it's not as accurate for me. And so I just want to get a poll, if you will, for whoever's here. My neck is better. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you. I had to take a nap this afternoon because, thank you, Kitty. You and I are going to have to talk because your last message upset me. So you and I will talk offside. Um, and I don't want to do this, but I am going to say this, okay? Because I'm extremely upset with Jen, okay? I need you all to know Jen was the one that told Seth she didn't believe me and she didn't believe in psychics or mediums. Jen told Seth, Jen from Astrology from Mystics, in our first conversation, when she called me, that she doesn't believe. She believes in science, which is astrology. And then Kelly Snyder showed up and she wanted to be a part of the group. I got her in that group. She was stuck on 4 years at 896 subs for 4 years on YouTube and not monetized. I helped her get to where she's at now. I sent an email saying, after studying everything, and then she kept emailing me, how are you? And I'd say, well, let's talk. You want to get on the live with me? Silence, except when it's in front of the public. She'll be like, lovey, lovey. But when I was asking her for updates privately, if she wanted to talk or everything, it just went golden silence, dead silence. I'm not into those kind of games. I'm really not into those kind of games. Okay. And so I sent an email out saying these are my planned lives because I also told her to stop going after my mods. She's poached all my mods. And I told her that. And Donna said, well, she just gave me a wrench. She didn't ask for one. And it's not cool when you've helped somebody out. And so I sent an email out to my mods, my team, and to Jen saying, I've analyzed the statistics. And when you were on my live, and I'm not trying to be gossipy, I just need you to know you're unsubscribing from me, Kitty. And she ignored me. And if you guys want proof, I will send it. And she kept saying, well, I want to talk to Seth. I'm like, I don't want to fucking talk to Seth. I don't really and truly, I would prefer, thanks, Kitty. I would prefer to stay out of getting too close to the family because I think it skewers and skews your judgment rather. So then if those of you that were here when Kelly from the Find Me group came on, he said to live here that Seth is, even if he's a suspect. Thank you, Kitty. I just want you to understand that's why I just lost my shit on the text you sent me, so please ignore that. And my response, because when I went on there, I see you modding and I see Krista there at 3, because I politely sent an email out, copied you all and copied her in it, and you can vouch for that, saying these are the times I'm going to go live since you all are modding for her. I don't want to show up and none of my mods are here. She went live at 3 o'clock today, knowing damn well I was going live at 4. I know you got added, you didn't ask. And I told her specifically not to take my mods. I didn't think it's the trashiest effing thing when I've been helping you to do. I think it's just disgusting. So I want nothing to do with her anymore. I'm so fucking tired, excuse my language. But the other creators on YouTube, I'm just, I will not collab with anybody ever, 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 ever again. I'm done. Fuck her. She wasn't even monetized after 4 fucking years. And I helped her for 2 months. Okay? 2 months. Yeah, I know, whatever. I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm just saying that's not somebody that's a true friend. Okay? And I got a $400 bill from phone calls for her, okay, that I can't afford to pay. So done like dinner. So I wasn't going to say anything, but this pissed me off today. Not going to fucking lie. It pissed me off. I know, Krista, I know, but Kitty and Donna, after I told her, I don't mind helping you, Jen, but because I noticed they were kind of like, hey, Donna, her and Jeff in the chat. And I was like, Jen, that's just not, that's a boundary. Like, no. She went and did it anyway. And I don't like it. I think it's disrespectful and I don't like it. You can be friends, but we're still competitors. And yeah, I'm done. I'm done. And then to find out from her own mouth that she was the one that was shit talking psychics. And then she joins the Find Me group. Yeah, thank you, Shelly. Well, Donna's not here right now, so I don't know. I can't speak for Donna. And then what does Seth do? And I got the emails. I can show you the emails. Hey, Donna. We're going to get this off my chest and then we're going into the live. So talking about Jen, Donna, because I'm sick and tired. I want everybody to know what really happened. I'm not covering for anybody any fucking more. She called me when she was desperate to get a hold of me when I left YouTube. And I think, hey, nice to see you. And it's okay, Krista. It's just sometimes in the background when I lose my shit, you got to understand there's shit going on. So she was looking for me. And I think, Kitty, you were the one that reached out when I went silent. Jen from Astrology for Mystics, the one I helped build her channel. Okay. And then Seth, when Kelly came in and Jen joined the Find Me group, which I helped her get in. Okay. I helped her get in. She first called me, Kitty, because she was looking for me because I had gone MIA. And I think you were the one that said, Jen's looking for you, right? And then the first conversation was, I don't believe I do science. It's astrology. I don't believe in psychics. I'm like, okay, whatever. No big deal. Good. Whatever. And we talked and I thought she was nice enough. And then I had the live with Find Me group. And boy, she was on me like lint is to, clothes in a dryer. And it was always dangling the proverbial carrot that I could talk to Seth. And I'm like, I'm not interested in talking to Seth. Like, if that's all you can offer, like, I'm here to help you, right? But when I told her, because she was talking friendly with Donna, like, and Jeff were like, hey, Donna, and I knew, and she had put the Kitty. Yeah, I know she's reading. I know. And I know. So that's why when I was supposed to go live with her the first time I came back, I just decided not to. Okay. I just decided not to because I was just, my gut was telling me, Tony and her fighting. She's told me she's distanced from a lot of people in the group, the green group. let her help in the green team, if you will. She doesn't like Tony. Tony doesn't like her. There's just something about her. People warned me. People warned me. And, she was at 896 subscribers for 4 years. No, I can't, Ren. It's like, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. And I'm not impressed. And then if you were here and we're going to get 2 more minutes of this, and that's all I'm going to say, but just please, for the love of God, nobody asked me to bring another collaborator on. I'm just, and I have emailed. Betty's finally talking to me. She never responded. Like I didn't even email DT. Like I said, I was going to do the other night. I am done. No, really? And then people, yeah. And then so he comes on that live, and from the Find Me group, Kelly Snyder, I get her joined. Okay. And what does Seth do? He submits a blank form. Blank. And I think, okay, I'm sorry, but I think Jen is too close to Seth. And I don't think Seth is responsible, but there's some shit about him that is, yeah. No, I'm talking about why I'm upset and what Jen did. And when I was just there on her 3:00 live, when I see Kitty and Krista there, and so Seth submits a blank Find Me group. And if you want, I'll pull up the receipts from Kelly Snyder, or I'm going to ask him to come up and do a live with us with Jack and Lilly. And if you want to ask him, you can tell him yourself. You can ask him yourself. He submitted a blank form and never resubmitted one. Okay? So that ought to tell you how much Seth Rogers really wants to find Sebastian. I'm sorry, that's the fucking truth. And I didn't come out and say it because I was friendly with Jen. You see what may be going on there? You see what may be going on there? So I'm going to speak my truth. And if I think Seth is doing something shady, I'm not going to be coerced into quieting subconsciously because I don't want to hurt somebody that's not even a friend that I thought was a friend. Not going to freaking happen. Okay. So I'm going to tell you the way it is. And I'm sorry, I didn't want to start this way, but it really pissed me off just before this live. And that's it. End of discussion. And now you know when you ask me to cooperate with somebody else, my answer is going to be hell to the fucking no. Excuse me, hell to the fucking no. And then I just want to add, because Donna, Kitty, Krista, you guys were in those emails. I copied Jen. I told her the plan. She never texted. She never replied. Nothing. And then today, knowing I was going to go live at 4 with my mods that I gave you permission, I said, if you really still want a mod for Jen, you can. Just be here on because you were my mods first, please be here on my channel. And she started at 3 today, knowing I was going on at 4. Okay? Just so you know what astrology of mystics is like. Okay? There's a reason the green team don't like her. And I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done. I'm done. I'm done like dinner, not collaborating ever again. So let's get into it. Let's get this show going. It's okay, Kitty. Okay. Anyways, going forward, what do you want to see today? Because I want to get into happy. And Donna's getting married in a few days. And I asked you, do you want to have a little party here? Do you want to have a little party here? And oh my God, your song. Can I just ask you, did you sing that? Are you singing that song? Yeah, she's getting married on the 15th of November. So I thought we could do a little live party for Donna, but she has to be a willing participant. You didn't sing it? Okay. Okay, well, it's beautiful nonetheless. I was like, are you a secret singer, a closet singer? So anyways, let me know if you're interested in doing that, Donna, and we'll have a party for you. So number one. So today, I want to ask you some questions, only in the shower. I sing to my grandsons and they kind of laugh because my voice goes, oh. um, can you read John O'Keefe? Yeah, I have done Karen Reed. I haven't done John O'Keefe, but yes, Lloyd, I can do that if you want. I did do Karen Reed and nobody really was interested in it. Like I didn't get really very many views. But yes, absolutely. But for tonight, and just like more general, how many of you are here and watch my tarot readings? Can you just let me know? And we're going to do a quick survey because I want to make sure I'm servicing y'all, right? How many of you are interested in my tarot readings? And then how many of you, how many of you like the lives or both? If you could just put tarot, lives, or both, that would be helpful. Okay, because I might go live more often than I said, because I don't have a job anymore, because I hurt my neck at my job and I wasn't available to go back to work. They replaced me. So whatever. And well, it's a little bit more complicated, but I'm not going to get into it. But you prefer both, but you prefer the lives. Okay. Okay, perfect. So I will continue to do both. Now, so I might do lives more often. I watch when you can. Perfect, sweetie. Nice to see you, Taravan. Which would you come? Like I didn't stream, and I've done this before. I didn't stream Jake Harrow yesterday because I thought no one's going to come to my live because, you know, JLR and all the Dolly and, you know, Betty and everybody's got so many more subs. I have done readings on Summer Wells Blue Heron. They should be, I don't know if I've re-released them, but I will today re-release them after tonight's live and then you can go see them. I've done some readings on Summer Wells. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you're leaving already? You're leaving already? You just got here. Okay, last question. And then last question, and then I'll find out. Well, we'll get on to the what. No, there are two questions. If I was to stream live news, like updates, like, are you okay with that? Like, would you show up? And what do you want to hear the most on tonight? Because I have probably about 8 hours of content. Okay, I've got Harrow, Melody Buzzard, Jack and Lilly. Not as many updates, just things that we haven't watched together with Jack and Lilly. I will give you my update if you missed the last live. Melody and Gus Lamont. Okay, so tonight, besides Jack and Lilly, because I know that's the overwhelming, who do you want? Sully's already answered. Oh my God. Okay. Jack and Lilly tonight. Have you heard from RCMP? No, I haven't. Well, here's the thing. Let me update you. For the last live, Gus and Jack and Lilly, thank you. Okay, for the last live I redid on Jack and Lilly. I pieced together, I got goosebumps, pieced together. And I want to just straighten a few things out. Somebody said that the picture I showed of Wong was not Wong. It is Wong, okay? And I think there might be a God because do a little bit of all. Okay, thanks, Krista. I think there might be a God because I told you that the RCMP officer that I was working with directly was removed from the case. And when I emailed him an update, he copied the new officer taken over for Jack and Lilly. And so I was emailing him the update, the new information, and he has never responded to me. So I got the sense he wasn't really necessarily into psychic mediums and whatever. So when I went live Sunday night with, oh my God, I discovered like who Uncle Larry is. I emailed Monday morning very early, a long email and the link to my 1.5 hour live. And I could, yeah. Let me just read that in a second. And then the officer, I almost said his name. Yeah, because he addresses me by first name now. He signs off first name. The the new officer was on holidays. And so I said, hey, officer, can you run this up the chain? So he ran it up to the chain to the sheriff because he's not in. The other times he sent it, there's like a triad squad, he explained to me. I'd have to pull up the email. Like 3 leaders, like it's like a trio squad or something of the leaders for the case. And he had moved it up there, but because he's off the case now, he moved it up to his sheriff. So whether that sheriff got it over to there or to the unit that's running, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I just responded back, you know, hey, hopefully it's taken seriously, and I didn't, hear anything back, but I really liked him. I really, really liked him. And so at least it got acknowledged and moved up. I don't know if the other guy on holidays, knows enough about what I've said to have done anything with it. So I don't know. So I think it's kind of a blessing in disguise that he was on holidays because at least someone is moving it upwards, right? So I really hope they go. I really hope they go. Okay. So now let's get into a little bit of everything, says Krista. Let's watch a Jack and Lilly interview that I just emailed myself that I have not seen yet before. And we're going to talk a little bit about every case is what I'll probably do. Because I have not seen this before. It's only a few minutes long. Can you do one day, Donna says, bring awareness to a new case or after some lives featuring other missing kids on a slideshow at the end of your. I could. Yeah, I could do that too. I have to get I have to spend more time doing slideshows and all that jazz. But yeah, updates. I'm just trying to figure out the best formula, because I need to grow bigger because I've wasted so much time being in and out. My own fault. But yeah, updates. But let's watch this first. I don't know if y'all have seen this. Let's watch this, and we can talk about the strategy, the mods and I too offline if you want. Okay, let's watch this. Oh, Donna, you're so sweet. You really are. Thank you, sweetie. You're so sweet. Okay, let's listen to this and tell me if you've seen this before. It's only 4 minutes, but this is from Hunter S. True Crime. He's a new YouTube channel. I think it was somebody else mentioned him the other day. I think it might have been Justin, Clutch Them Pearls. Yeah, Hunter S. True Crime, and he is not he's not monetized yet. He's not at his thousands or whatever that he needs. So we can show him some love. He's 938. So if you want to go check him out and you want to give the guy a little bit of help and you want to sub up to his channel, that would be great. I'm not going to do it, but you can.
And we were able to find Malaya's father. So this is the grandfather of Jack and Lilly. We found him through an address we obtained from a parking ticket he had in Halifax, right? And got an address outside of Sabanakati First Nation and went and knocked on his door. And he was happy to talk.
I didn't hear about this. It happened on a Friday. I didn't hear nothing until like a Sunday.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I was really upset.
Have you been interviewed? Like, if the police come and asked?
Nope.
Nothing.
What never asked me anything.
What do you remember about the kids?
Kids, they were happy.
Yeah.
Very happy.
Yeah?
Yes. Every time I seen them, they always lived at their grandmother's in Truro.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah. Well, at their great grandmother's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
At Patty Carter's. That's where I used to go.
So I'm just going to read this because it's from the court documents. I wish I had the money to get those, but I don't. But anyways, Malaya's grandmother said the following, Patty. She saw them all when they came to visit. She was not sure of the date, but she said it was early in the week, 1 or 2 weeks before when they came over. Daniel stayed in the car and Malaya did laundry. Malaya and Daniel left to take Meadow to an appointment, and Malaya may have gotten groceries, but she couldn't remember if she took the children or not. And then they've blocked out something. Patty said she spoke with Malaya almost every day. But we just heard in that interview that he didn't hear about them missing until the Sunday. No, like the RCMP, I don't understand. Relearned the other day that, and I think it might have been on the video I covered, if not one of the ones we're going to cover today. They only polygraphed the father, Belinda's son, like their Malaya's their father, their biological father, Cody. Thank you to my memory, Cody. They polygraphed Malaya, Daniel, Janie, Cody, and Malaya's mom, and that's it. Like, that's it. They didn't polygraph Earl. They didn't polygraph Justin, Daniel's brother. And I heard Daniel in an interview when I was getting ready for tonight's live. Justin wasn't even living on the property at that time, his brother. His brother wasn't living there. So, I don't know. These are the grandparents. These are the grandparents in the dad's side. Patty's mom's is on mom's side. Ah, I see. Okay, thank you. Okay. All our local news nonstop. That is weird. It's on our local news nonstop. How could it not be heard? Does he not listen to TV or radio? I don't know, sweetie. They did Wade. Okay, thank you. They did Wade. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know, but let's listen. It's only a couple minutes longer. Let's listen.
Visit.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Until this guy moved him away, and that was the last time I seen him.
And so he took us to his mother's house, Connie Brooks, in Indian Brook. It's part of Spaganagity First Nation. So we went to her home and we saw family photos all over the wall, some of Lily and Jack, some of Malaya as a child.
Yeah.
When's the last time that you got to see Lily and Jack?
I seen Lily last year when she brought her up here.
Yeah.
Yes, the last time I seen Lily.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when they took them pictures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So cute.
Did Lily and Jack ever learn anything about their Mi'kmaq heritage?
No, because they lived off the reserve.
Okay.
They didn't. When they come up occasionally, when she brings them up and visit. Yeah.
She brought them up, and did you show them anything?
Yeah, we showed them everything, and then,
Bye, Krista, sweetie. Don't worry.
And Connie Brooks told us some interesting information. Malaya had been there to get her status card updated, so she is a member of the First Nation, and she visited her grandmother and other relatives, and her grandmother asked her about her relationship with Daniel Martel.
But I asked her, did he hurt you? She didn't really say he hurt her, but he held her down. He held her down and took her phone on her, and she couldn't talk. She couldn't use the phone.
Wow. He was having her, I don't know what you call it, scared. She couldn't go anywhere, do anything, Connie said. That's what she told me, and that's what I told the detectives. When she asked her grandmother about drug use in the home, she said Malaya told her that Daniel concealed a drug addiction for nearly the first year of their relationship. I believe that.
Yeah, I mean, we can't remove that. The kids, they have indigenous heritage, and they're on their mother's side. Their grandfather is a member of the Mi'kmaq community. The kids do not have official status with that community, but certainly the Mi'kmaq community has been involved in the search and providing legal assistance to their mother. So it is a part of the story.
I do see the cases connected to missing and murdered Indigenous women and children.
In Malaya's Mi'kmaq community of Spiganakadik, her father, Henry, is hopeful his grandchildren will be found. He says the last time he spoke with the children, Jack told him he loved them. Oh my God, it's weighing heavy on me. He said really heavy.
Children, because, well, for one, Malaya's father brought that very issue up to us and was wearing an orange shirt to raise awareness about missing children. And while there hasn't been a specific outcry about it, I think one thing to consider is that children going missing or being murdered happens more often to Indigenous kids, statistically. And so you can't disconnect that these children have gone missing for this long with no answers from their Indigenous heritage.
And I want you to notice this because they walked out the backyard does not align with $150,000 reward. Okay, so Jack and Lily, let's keep going here. Jack and Lily, first off, tell me what you think. There's 59 of you in here, do the YouTube things. What's your theory with Jack and Lily? Should I do a poll? Of course, the poll is not up today. I wanted to do a poll because the poll questions kept coming up. I was like, how do I do a poll on a live? And it came up the last 2 times and I didn't have a poll I wanted to put up. Today I do. I can't find the damn poll. Murphy's Law is not always the case. So how many of you, what's your theory on Jack and Lily? What's your theories on Jack and Lily? I'm going to pull up another one I want you to watch. Because I think this is the right one. I got a bunch here tonight. We got a bunch. There's no shortage of true crime cases these days, is there? There's absolutely no. Oh, thank you, Rachel. I had a chance to read over the coded note that was sent into the RCP. I sent you a comment. I didn't see it, honey. Coded note. Never heard of a coded note. Rachel, do you want to come up and you can go off camera and explain to everybody what that is? You can come. I can send you a link if you want. I have not heard of a coded note. I told you my theory in my email. I know, but Babies Army, you have to remember. First of all, I have a horrible memory. Okay. Secondly, you guys have different YouTuber names than your email names. And I get a gazillion emails. So I can't, please don't expect me to remember everything about everybody. It's overwhelming for my poor little brain. Thank you, sweetie. No worries. Yeah, Hidden in the Fog, a whole video about it. Should we go look for it? Oh, she's doing great work, Hidden in the Fog. She is doing. Okay, let's go find it. Thank you. Hidden in the Fog. Where is it? I don't. People Magazine gets no statement from Mom. I don't know which one it is, honey. I'm just looking. So let's go and watch something else until then, because I don't know. I don't know what it is that you're. I don't know which video it is because I don't see like the letter that you're referring to. Oh, that's the wrong one. You know, this is why I'm disorganized. I prepared way too much for this live. And so now this is a couple things here. These poor sweet kids. Video is called. Okay, thank you, honey. Okay, let's watch this and then I'll go to that one. Because this one is also really interesting. Well, not interesting. Oh, so sad, this case.
Internet
This is footage
friends,
from
welcome
Daphne's
to
case files.
Daphne's Case Files. I am uploading some clips from last night's vigil
I think so.
for Jack and Lily, the 2 missing children from Pictou, Nova Scotia. I will be doing a live later on today to go over these videos and talk about the vigil some, and talk about how it was Jack's birthday yesterday, his 5th birthday, and he's still missing. Both of them are still missing. But I am so grateful that I was able to have someone close to the area that was able to join. And I received some footage from the vigil last night. I am going to share that with you. I did share a small clip with you yesterday, but I am uploading the rest today. I hope you enjoy, and this gives you a feeling of being there with the town of Pictou, Nova Scotia. Enjoy.
In the woods where shadows lay, Jack and Lily went
Thank you.
to play. On a rainy May afternoon, now we whisper hope soft too. Echoes of laughter fill the air, but where are they? We stand in prayer. Oh, Jack and Lily, where have you gone? We'll hold on tight through this endless storm. In
Sad.
our
Really sad.
hearts forever
Because
you'll
Gail that walked off.
with
Yeah.
every prayer we send your way. Hundreds gathered, hearts so strong, searching deep where they belong. Through the trees and storms they roam, wishing every child
And Corbett.
came home. But take my steps and walk give in. For every soul we search within. Oh, Jack and Lily, where have you gone? We'll hold on tight through this endless storm. In our hearts forever you'll stay. With every prayer we send away, we'll keep the hope alive till in the silence love will lead.
I don't know, y'all. Does it make you want to cry? Nice to see you. As long as you're not being crotchety, but you can
The next
crochet.
clip is the short that I uploaded last night.
Yes, beautiful.
And with the CTV News new article that had just come out. So please enjoy. Make sure to share Jack and Lily's face. Get their faces out there. They're beautiful faces. And we will see you tonight at the live. Make sure notifications are on.
I'm gonna find in the
Okay, sorry.
Jack of that ball game. Yeah, I just feel
And family of the Sullivan children gathered last night for a poignant vigil honoring 6-year-old Lilly and now 5-year-old Jack, who've been gone for almost 6 months.
Our search for Jack and Lilly will always push through.
The evening event took place outside the RCMP detachment in Stellarton, where a children's memorial has stood for months. Dozens of people attended. Family members read poems and a song played in memory of the pair who vanished from their home in Lansdowne Station. More stuffed animals were dropped off at the site, adding to the growing tribute that's become a place of both hope and heartbreak for the community. Family members admit the not knowing is the hardest part.
Not having answers, not having any direction to follow, it's all the days are kind of the same. You wake up and you go to sleep with the same thing on your mind, and you just want the answers, and we have nothing.
The memorial will be moved from the RCMP detachment to a storefront in Alma as winter approaches. Police say the investigation is very much ongoing.
Hello, Carla. Well, sweetie, nice to see you. Yeah, so that is it's so sad. And nice to see everybody in here. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, I found it really interesting. I know the officer that I was communicating with in the behavioral unit responded very quickly and shot it up the line. So I think he thought everything that I had detailed in my email was fairly significant. And one of the things that I find so significant, well, not only is that barn on Uncle Lawrence Larry's name, supposedly, and Daniel in the live, if you missed it Sunday, admitted that he knew Durwood and that was Durwood's house. It's supposed to be empty, but at the day of the vigil, there was cars spotted. We watched this on Sunday's live. If you missed it, go back and watch it because I showed it all. And I sent the RCMP the link to my full live and said, it's 3 hours, maybe speed it up to 1.5 if you want. And I outlined everything that was pieced together and reminded them of the evidence that I gave them as a psychic medium on May 8th and a few times after, but that had come out much later. And one of the things that I find very interesting is why would no worries, sweetie. Good luck, Carla. I hope you're safe. Why would they have a bunch of cars behind the barn that's not being lived in, that's vacant? And on that video, I showed the garbage bag that was taken with pizza box in it. And what were they celebrating? What were they eating? And who were they? And why were they there at the day of the vigil behind an empty barn and not at Jack and Lily's house? Like it seems interesting. And I say that because I feel like it's the energy there um feels like it was related to Jack and Lily. Like I don't know. Is it a coincidence that the barn next door is owned by the Geddes family, according to Daniel's own words? That it's, according to Daniel, vacant. You can see cars behind a lot of houses here. They aren't used anymore. Not unusual. Okay, Toronto. But they're not there now, honey. That's the difference. They're not there now. They were there on the day of the vigil, but they're not there now. So they're not dumped, dropped cars. That's not the case here. So I'm not sure. It seems, are you asking if you've missed much, Carla? I'm not sure, honey. Anyways, so it's just curious. It's just curious that there's garbage being put out on the street. 2 garbage bags full of garbage, 2, not 1, 2 garbage bags full of garbage put out on the street on a house that's not supposed to be being lived in. So it's just kind of interesting. And it's owned by the Geddes family, and it's right beside the train tracks. And if cadaver dogs didn't bring them in, the regular dogs sent tracks to Aaron's Black House by the tracks. Search tomorrow didn't give any time to move evidence. Don't give anyone time. Yes, I know. That's the thing, That's why you always have to be careful when you're here saying things on YouTube, and that you don't give out if people are watching that are, guilty. So anyway, yeah. Just wondering why Haley and Cheryl finally came out. I don't know. Do you want to watch I want to show a video, because I also said that I'm going to pull up another Daphne video, because I also said that Jack and Lily, or that Malaya was afraid of him. And I think we've kind of covered that in the last video. But let's look at this, and then I'm going to move. We can kind of go back and forth. I know it's kind of weird. But then I want to move to, I did this in a Word format. I don't like it. I'm not going to do it again. And then I will go back into Harrow. I want to talk about what you think about Harrow. Oh, there they go. Okay. Let's watch. This is why is it giving me a hard time? There we go. Let's just keep watching. We'll do a little more Jack and Lily, and we'll go back and we'll do a Harrow update, and then we'll go into Gus. And we've been going 50 minutes. We've been going. What does that mean, Donna? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Is that for me? Is that for me? Okay.
And Lily Sullivan vanished. Their stepfather, Daniel Martel, says he continues to search for answers and cooperate with police. That included when cadaver dogs recently came to his property.
I come home and the dogs were already, on scene, and they were there for about an hour before I got there. I didn't know the exact day when the arrival was going to happen. But at the end of the day, everything's ruled out there, and I hope this speculation, turns elsewhere.
Sorry to disappoint, but my speculation hasn't changed. And it's not just because Daniel's top priority seems to be deflecting speculation instead of finding his missing kids. So today, let's watch this interview and count all the red flags. I'm Deception Detective, an attorney trained in statement analysis. This channel exposes lies and manipulation. So if that's your thing, hit subscribe. For early access, exclusive videos, and other cool perks, consider becoming a channel member. Link in description. If you're watching this, you're probably already familiar with the disappearance of Lily and Jack Sullivan from Nova Scotia, Canada. So instead of recapping the entire case, here's a quick clip from my video, He Knows Everything, recapping the statements Daniel was making leading up to the cadaver dog search.
Is there any piece of you that's preparing for the fact, like, what if they do find something?
No, because I didn't do anything. I know Malaya didn't do anything. I know my mother didn't do anything. Those are 3 people on the property.
For someone who was apparently drifting in and out of sleep when Lily and Jack disappeared, Daniel sure does know quite a bit about what happened to them. For instance, he knows where they aren't, he knows their dead bodies aren't on the property, and he somehow also knows who isn't responsible. The implication, of course, is he knows where they are. That's how he knows they won't be found on the property. And this isn't a reach. After all, if he actually didn't know what happened, I'd expect him to be curious about what the dogs might find and apprehensive about it. But he's not. I'd also expect him to be suspicious about all the other adults who are on the property, but he isn't. He's conclusive about their innocence when, if his story's true, he has no way of knowing that. By the way, as a side note, Daniel, criminals move bodies all the time. The cadaver dogs not finding anything on the property doesn't prove you're innocent. It actually suggests the opposite. As I said in that video, if the dogs don't find any bodies on the property, it actually is bad for Daniel, not only because he said for sure they wouldn't find anything, which makes me wonder how he knew that, but also because their story is that the kids wandered off and got lost. How far could they have possibly gone before perishing in the rough Nova Scotian weather? Most likely in the area the dogs were searching, which calls their entire story into question. But this new interview is even worse than that old one. So without further ado, let's listen.
2 dogs trained to detect human remains were brought in from British Columbia the week of September 22nd. They spent about 3 days searching a total of 40 kilometers for evidence of the 2 missing children.
They didn't locate any human remains or anything associated to this file or any open files. There was no
Staff Sergeant Rob McCammon is the officer in charge of major crime and behavioral sciences in Nova Scotia. He says the dogs scoured the Lansdowne property where the siblings lived. They also sniffed the woods where a pink blanket was previously found and a nearby pipeline and intersecting trails. He wouldn't confirm whether people were questioned during the latest search, but Martel tells CBC one of the RCMP dog handlers had tough questions for him about the...
In my vision of Jack and Lily, when I said it was more like farmland, like straw, like grassy, that's more like what I saw in my vision of Uncle Larry walking with Jack and Lily. And that's why I was so confused of my vision at first, because I thought it was like totally, like I didn't realize there were farms out there. I thought it was totally like all just massive trees. So, and then to find out that they found a boot print and stuff on these hydropower lines was
day before the children disappeared.
He said your Thursday and all the way leading into Friday morning, there's not enough detail. And I said to him that
I don't know if you're asking about
Thursday was just an ordinary day until I woke up on Friday morning. And that's when like life changed. There was nothing like life changing on Thursday. It was a normal day. So therefore, there was nothing detailed that needed to be remembered that day until Friday morning.
So he was mentioning something
Hey,
along
Barb.
the lines of something happened Thursday night,
Yeah.
and your story isn't matching up.
Yeah, well, not just matching, it didn't have enough detail for him personally. And then that's when I asked him, do you know anything on the case? And he said, not really. I've seen you on the news once. And that kind of alarmed me, or,
Alarm
shocking,
me.
because you're having somebody that's trying to get you to admit to something and they don't know any details. So therefore, my Thursday didn't have any details. Your knowledge of the case didn't have any details.
That's not
So
the way it works. Like the rationalizing, like, yeah, thank you, Carla. There is a timer. I guess you can't see it on your end. So, do you guys believe this story that he doesn't remember the details of Thursday? Like, if I was asked what I did Thursday, if I was asked what I did yesterday, let's think about that. How many of you could go through right now? Like, let's just be honest and just analyze this. If you were in this situation, and let's just assume he's truthful, would you be able to recall what you did yesterday? Like at the time, I could tell you without a doubt right now. Like I can't even, if I was thinking back right now on yesterday, I know I did 2 readings. Like, but could I tell you, hey, Crazy Cat Tarot, do you want to come and join me, sweetie? Do you want to come up? You want to come up and talk for a second? Thank you. Would you believe me? Like, or would you remember? I'm just getting distracted as I'm reading the course. Would you be able to remember what you could tell them what you did last week? See, for me, you could, but could you tell it? Could you go through it minute by minute by minute by minute? Like, could you go through it and like, yeah, this happened and this happened? Like, I would probably, you could, eh? Well, good for you because your memory's much better than probably figure things out by looking. Well, that's what I was going to say, Blue Heron. Like, I'd have to go through my phone to provide evidence of what time things happened. Like, I could tell you the general. But I guess, I mean, I would, thank you, sweetie. Come on, I'll send you a link and you can tell me what you've got. We're going to do an ad lib here. I'll send you a link. You can come on up. Um, yeah, I just, I'm just, I don't know. Like, I don't know, but that's not the point of Daniel because the Daniel says things that are really twisted. And I'm not sure how much of that is math, manipulation. I think he's got a manipulative character, like I don't know how much is what, but I know nothing of yesterday concussion 10 years ago. You couldn't. Sorry, sweetie. See, Krista, that's my thing. Like, I just can't. I posted your channel in my description as I did a reading about Uncle Larry and it was confirmed. No way. I said, did you grab the link up here? Grab the link and you could come up if you want to talk for a minute. Because I would love to get what you think has come up. See, I don't know, Crazy Cat Tarot. You're the only other tarot person that's reached out to me, truly. And yeah, see, I'm like that, Chantel Bear, but like in general, but by the minute I'd have to go back to my phone, I'd have to like memory from drugs. Well, I'm not a drug addict. I think my fear is like my dad had dementia really early, right? Like, so that's my fear. So that's like part of my motivation for writing and reading is because, with the memory. But I don't know. He just seems he's evasive, but I don't know how easily I would be able to remember everything. That's all. There you are.
Hello.
How are you? How are
Hi.
you?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Welcome in.
Thank you so much. Lovely to see you. I'm glad I caught the live.
Yeah. Where are you from, sweetie? I love your accent.
Oh, thank you. I'm in Ireland.
No.
Whereabouts are you? Are you in Canada?
Canada. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Canadian accents.
Oh, so sweet. So let me ask you, I don't follow other tarot readers. People send me links all the time, but I don't like my readings being influenced. So what's your practice with true crime?
I only started doing true crime readings less than a year ago. I did start the channel just doing pick a cards, but I found since doing the true crime, there is a bigger niche in it, and I was already invested in a lot of cases, so I just kind of started with the ones that I knew well.
Yeah.
And then as the time went on and more cases came, I got a lot of Canadian subscribers from the Jack and Lily case. So
Yeah.
I love Canadians. They're the kindest people ever.
We're good people.
Definitely.
So are you. So okay, so tell me what your theory, what have you been getting on Jack and Lily?
So, I actually was watching your live stream the other day. It was a replay, and you were talking about your vision that you got about Durwood or Durwood's brother, was it?
Yeah, yeah.
And I've been wondering who the middle man was because for a couple of months I've picked up on a middle man, but I couldn't figure out who. And I thought for a while Tint was suspicious, but when I watched your reading, it just put everything together. And then I asked about him, this Uncle Larry guy that you mentioned, and my cards confirmed that
No.
Darwood and his brother were involved. So I did put your channel link in the description. But
Oh,
I should have tagged your name. I can go back and do that.
no, don't worry too much, honey. But
But
so
yeah,
okay,
I
so you
totally
kind of
agree with your
yes,
readings.
you do,
I
eh?
think a lot of tarot card readers are very off with the case. It's like there's an energy block, but a lot of people are just going straight to Daniel, and I think they need to look a bit deeper.
Thank
Hello,
you.
Elizabeth.
She's saying that, I think, to you. Yeah, no, I know, and that's the thing. And I love personal readings too, but true crime is a totally different element with the cards. Do you agree? Like
Yes.
it's a totally different element with the cards. And I don't know if you know, I volunteer as a psychic medium with the Find Me group. Um,
Great.
yeah, Kelly Snyder. I if you're interested in that, he was on our live with Sebastian about a year ago. You can go and check that out. But he was with a federal agent in the United States for years, and he was undercover with for 9 years. He told us his whole story. He's an amazing guy, like busted big like politicians and Colombian crime cartel and you name it. And then 25 years ago, I guess he started the Find Me group after he retired. And we're a bunch of psychic mediums that work on true crime cases, and we work with up to 350 police. It was 355 years ago, so it's probably more than that now. Police agencies from around the world. You use witching rods? Yeah, I like the rods too. Yeah. And we have a 38% solve rate, and we work with police agencies. So, I joined that group in 2018, and so I've also been doing true crime before I came to YouTube doing true crime. So yeah, so that's interesting. We have a
Yeah.
similar story. Yeah.
That's great
But
that the police are working with you because I do often think that maybe the police still wouldn't take it seriously because I was wondering should I send in some spirit boxes to them, but I don't even think they'd listen. So but I did hear you mention you'd sent your information on to them months ago. So if you did, they have the information there anyway. They just
yeah,
need to
yeah.
listen.
Yeah, so here's my experience. I'll tell you the truth in my experience, okay? Um, the police agencies that we work with probably only work with us through Kelly Snyder because of his reputation.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't think we're there yet with the police, even though most spiritual people know the CIA trains psychic mediums.
Yeah, exactly.
They
That's their
train
top secret
psychic
weapon.
mediums, their secret weapon, but they don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
So they well know that it works. They know exactly how it works with the brain. They've done studies on it, and they created the Monroe Institute. Wasn't the CIA? I don't think they created the Monroe Institute, but the Monroe Institute teaches psychic abilities. And so the authorities know, but I think in my experience, like I've worked with a couple of police officers with local cases. And I worked with Laura Traplin, who was my mentor, who works also with the Find Me Group as a volunteer, trained me. We worked on a local case here. And we were talking with mom and the police, and I was the go-to. We just kind of divvied up our roles for communication with the police. And mom confirmed with us that we were right where her daughter was, and they found her. She was Native. But the police would not acknowledge that they found her because of our, like, he literally told me on the phone that we had nothing to do with finding her. And I was like, wow,
Yeah.
wow.
They should at
Like,
least give credit where it's due. I mean, I think they just want to take all the glory for themselves, but
well,
they
this is
probably
it.
secretly use the psychic's information anyway when they do solve the cases.
Yeah, well, in this case, that's why I was really surprised. When I first called in, May 8th was the first time I called in to Jack about Jack and Lily to the RCMP. And the one corporal called me back. It was either the next day or a couple days later. And he really, I think he's worked with psychic mediums before, because he asked me, like, when I gave him the vision about Uncle Larry, he said, well, did the kids look like they knew him? Was it a real barn? Because when you get hits, it's up to us to interpret
Yeah.
that, right? It's like we can get a vision or a download or hear something, but it's like that. I always explain to people, it's like a little piece of information, just like the police, and it's about putting it all together and making the puzzle pieces fit and interpreting that correctly. And I get my visions in my dreams. I've always had premonition dreams, and so I'm half asleep and I'm talking to Jack, and I'm wondering why I'm talking to Jack and not Lily, because he's younger, and there's stuff going on, and you're trying to get information. But he was really interested, and he dug in, and he was extremely responsive. He's no longer on the case. I found out I a few weeks ago. So, but I did email Monday. And I'm hoping that they take it seriously. I copied him and he shot it up the line. Um, because I don't know if you heard about the Black House and everything what's going on there, but I'm really suspicious about that.
And is the house close to where Lily and Jack lived? I don't think I've heard about that info, but I don't
It's
follow
next
all the
door.
live streams.
It's next door.
Okay. Do you think they're there if the dog's didn't hit though?
Well, that's the one thing I don't understand. And I kept getting, tell me if you were getting this. I kept getting, and I told this officer, and I had pinned the location of that house right by the train tracks, and I kept getting underground. There's underground tunnels and mines, like a gazillion of them in the area. And so I'm just wondering if there's an underground tunnel. I don't know that the kids would pick, or the dogs would pick up the kids' scent from that. But that's the one thing that I'm curious about. But I also heard there was one neighbor that refused to allow them on their property.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Maybe the neighbor like could have been involved in other dealings with them, so maybe they all have some sort of like skin in the
Connection.
game, even if they don't know what happened to the kids. But seems like they were all involved in like the drugs or whatever. Maybe the neighbors were too, and they want to hide that.
Yep. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Uh,
Rehab, the Find Me group has worked with the RCMP in local cases here and throughout the country, Canada. So I did explain that in my very first email, and I offered to set them up with the Find Me group. I told Kelly Snyder, hey, you might be getting a request from RCMP in Canada regarding Jack and Lily case. I said, if you don't want to listen to me and you want to talk to Kelly Snyder and you want the whole group, go for it. That case has not been assigned. So they did not go to the Find Me group to ask for help. But they have been taking my information, Carla. It seems to be at least the one officer was taking it quite seriously. So
Maybe
tell,
he had proof of something that you'd said. Maybe you said something that he knew was true, so he knew
well,
to take the hints that you were giving him. But
that's
do you,
exactly what I was saying to everybody here. Like I was saying
yeah.
things to him that they're coming out later. Like I said, Thursday night they were taken, not Friday morning. I said that Daniel was abusive. Malaya was trying to leave him. That came out later, but nobody knew that at the time. That there was drugs in the house. Like I gave them so many things, like probably half a dozen facts that were not public knowledge. And so I think that's why he listened to me at the onset.
Yeah, no, he must have known you were coming from the right place because they weren't releasing those details back then. But do you get corruption in the police department? Because I think that's come for me a few times, but I don't know any of the officers or anything to look into.
I was doing my live, was it Friday? And I heard when I was talking about Durwood, police connection to Durwood O'Grady, Darren O'Grady, Geddes rather.
That makes sense.
And I sent them that on Monday.
Wow.
So they'll know
I
that
hope
I
they
got
listen.
that message. So, I got nothing to hide here. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
going to tell you, I'm not going to sweep it under the rug. I got the message that there would be a connection between the cops and Durwood. It's a small community.
Yeah, and a lot of
And
small towns like that are very corrupt as well.
yeah, and I think Durwood's in the rug business. And I don't believe in coincidences. My ex-husband was up. I had my grandson's birthday party on the weekend, and he lives in north of Toronto, Canada, near Algonquin Park, and there's a lot of reservations there, and he gets his cigarettes and whatever else there, weed and all that stuff he was talking about. And it dawned on me, Durwood, being related is native, to Malaya's family, right? He's related to Malaya, but he didn't know that apparently at first. And so somebody asked me to ask the pendulum if the drugs in the house look like candy. And my ex-husband was talking about how the natives make drugs look like candy. But the thing is, with the native drugs, they're not regular, like weed's legal in Canada, but the reserves, they're not allowed to sell the reservation drugs because it's not like it's produced not in a massive pharmacy or greenhouse where you can control. So you could get, some drug that's like 10 times more potent than it should be.
Yeah,
And
and all
what,
natural, I'd say. It'd be real
yeah,
strong. Yeah.
yeah. So it made me wonder if there's a connection between the rugs and the native reservation. Just, I don't know. I haven't really explored that yet.
Yeah.
Um,
And if there's
I don't know.
underground things, that could make sense with transport and the drugs, and then obviously you could transport the kids the same way.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And do
Exactly.
you
So
get that Durwood and his brother sold them off to other people? Because I don't know. At first I was getting that they were together where they were buried or put. But then when I'm doing now the spirit boxes, it seems like when they were alive, they were separated and someone wanted the girl. That keeps coming up. So I don't know what that means yet. Did you get any hits about that in your dreams?
I that they were split up and sold off.
Yeah.
I wondered that, but I can't say I can confirm that. Um, and I know the plan changed. I think, and Daniel said right out of his own mouth, there's a lot of old mines there, so they would be tunnels for transport. Yeah, exactly. Um, I get that, and Daniel in the live that I sent to the police that I did Sunday night admits it was a 3-hour live, but if you didn't hear it all, admits that they asked Durwood to get rid of Malaya, to do something with Malaya.
Oh,
Be-
wow.
oh yeah, because now he doesn't say get rid of it in that way, but that's to do something with Malaya. I can't remember the exact terminology. And but because she was planning on leaving him, and I don't what if you listen to Durwood and some of the things, I haven't really listened in a long time. I've only listened to a few clips, and I think I would probably, if I took the time and I had the time to go listen to all the lives when Durwood and Daniel were in the chat on Sunny's It's a Crime and Shame channel, and now DT's channel, I'd probably get a lot more information. So I'm going to make that, one of my missions in the near future, because and I don't normally like to operate that way, but now that I've got my own theory in the case, I don't mind deep diving to put the pieces together a little bit more clearly, if you will. But I don't like to do that at the beginning because I don't like it to influence me.
Yeah.
But I was getting at the beginning, before I even heard that statement come out of Daniel's mouth, that, and because Derwin said that Malaya was going to be talking crap about the family. And there were family members that were upset about that. So now, if you think she admits and says that she didn't know when we just listened to it, hey, Stephanie, she didn't know Daniel was on drugs for the first year, that he concealed it. So now she's in a relationship, and I've been in a relationship with an abusive person. She's in a relationship with an abusive guy. She might be afraid he's got a violent tendency. I believe that because I picked that up right away. And I said that. I said, I know you guys think that they ran, like I said, that the very first day on this with this officer I spoke with, I said, Daniel's abusive, period. And she's afraid of him. And I think she's afraid of the family. And I think that's one of the reasons she didn't have Belinda Gray coming around, because I think she's terrified of those people. And I don't think it's as easy as all that, having been in this situation where you live, although she lived closer to her mom, or her mom was closer than my parents were. But when I was out of town with my ex and he was abusive, and my family and I were not getting along, I wasn't going to call up my family and say my ex is abusive. Like, I just wasn't close enough with them for that, to that. And I know Malaya's had a strained relationship with her mom. So I don't know that they knew right away, because I think she was probably dismissed and belittled. And I'm not making excuses for her at all, because she obviously dropped the ball here. But I think there was an element of fear there. And now you back up, CPS was involved, which we didn't know at the time. Daniel didn't do his income taxes, so they were going to lose their family money, and nobody's working except him. He was working 1 day a week at the mill. And you've got Daniel Derwood coming out saying Malaya was going to talk shit and rumors about the family. What was she going to say? And that they were going to interject. Well, I think they did interject. I think Derwood created a plan with Janie and Daniel. And Daniel says in that live that somebody asked him to deal with Malaya. And he didn't want to get involved with Malaya. So his plan B, Plan B was, is my theory, don't have to believe it, but it's my theory. Plan B was to threaten Malaya to keep her mouth shut about the rug business, that they were going to scare her with Jack and Lilly. And something in the middle of that went wrong. And there was now a second player in place. And that's, I think Uncle Larry was the first player. And the second player did something with those kids that was not part of the original plan.
Yeah, and Malaya probably feels like because she was duped or because she didn't do anything, she's kind of responsible, even though she didn't do it herself. She probably feels like by doing nothing in the first place, that she just has to keep shut now.
Yeah, and she looks a little negligent. I think honestly, she was also probably drugged up, because I got that from the very first beginning, that they were both drugged up. But the other interesting thing is, in all the things Daniel's come forward with, how come he's never talked about the cars that were heard going back and forth? Never.
Yeah.
Like, how can you not hear? Janie's dogs would have been barking. How could they not know there were dogs?
Do you think something happened the night before? Because I think I remember you mentioning party energy and, coming and going to the house. So maybe if it was a regular thing, do you think the dogs could have been used to maybe, the other people involved with it? They're kind of regular Joes
Good
at that point.
point. That's a great point. In other words, if there was a rug business there would have been cars coming and going all the time.
Yeah, so it's hard to tell the difference, maybe even for the neighbours, but sure, they could have been coming and going too. So that's how they
Yes,
know.
that's a great point. That's a great point. Because that's
And
the thing is like, go ahead, hun.
oh, sorry, no, just I think maybe a lot of the readers, they're picking up on the fact that Daniel is abusive, and they're just jumping straight to the fact that, oh, well, then that means he killed the kids. But
And
it
you don't think
seems
so?
like with the black eyes, like maybe he was, aggressive, but I don't know. I kind of feel like he does love them, and he regrets not doing things differently. I don't see him killing them though, and anytime I've asked the cards, it hasn't given me that. It just gives me that he knows something and he's covering for someone. but he has his own demons that he obviously
Yeah,
doesn't want to be exposed to. But we all do, so we can give him,
some grace for
some
that.
credence. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's exactly what I'm getting. That's so interesting because I've been saying that all along. He's not innocent. He's creating a bunch of lies, but I think he had
yeah,
knowledge of the plan, and but the plan wasn't to take the kids and never return them. It was to scare the bejesus out of Malaya, maybe. I think
yeah. Or
because
maybe hold them to get money, and then if they didn't give it to them, because I think it was
that's a
specifically 12 grand that came, and something about money or something being in a bush. So I don't know if there was some sort of money exchange, but I was surprised that that came like 12 grand, I think it was. I'll have to check back though.
really, eh?
Yeah, so maybe that was the amount they needed to get the kids back, and then if they didn't, they the people
Well,
did
this
something else.
I have never heard this theory, and now you're putting a piece together for me. That is unbelievable because my second vision, which I had occurred to me during a live, was I got goosebumps. I haven't even said his name yet, and my body is like full
Wow.
on. Is of the neighbor Brad Wong, the redheaded, and some of you were here for me with me on that live that are in my chat here now. When he came in during the live, and I said, "I'm getting a vision." It was so funny. It was actually a UK child, a little boy from the UK that came in and channeled and brought this message in, and then I was showed me a vision of this redhead, which is the neighbor, slamming into the kitchen and showing Malaya a bit an invoice.
Oh wow. Wow. Because I think it was receipt that came, not invoice, but there's definitely something about money. And that's why I was wondering about them being sold, but I didn't know whether Malaya and Daniel willingly did that, or maybe did people know from being there that they were negligent and they'd be easy to snatch, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Have
So
you picked up anything on any of the neighbors? Because that guy, the vision I had, I told to the police. I didn't know until I watched DT's channel. I don't know if you watch him. That's the neighbor. One of the neighbors was my vision, and so I sent that in to the RCMP, and they like right away were, this was to the guy that was on the case at the time, and or maybe no, it wasn't. Sorry, that was the email when he told me he was removed from the case, but copied the other police officer. But that is who I saw in my vision was that neighbor, Wong,
wow.
100%.
And he's got
So
red hair as well.
yeah,
Wow.
and I described him in the vision. And for anybody that was there, that you want to just comment in the chat, yes, you were there. I said he was heavy set. I would describe him as looking like Prince Harry with his red hair and but but much chubbier and bigger, burly, wearing like construction boots, just aggressive, slammed in the door. And that is exactly Brad Wong. And so when I saw him on DT show, I was like, holy sugar. That's who showed up in my vision.
Wow. And when I haven't read deeply on them because I didn't know their names, but in a reading a few days ago, I asked, what do the neighbors know? Because at that point, they'd come out and said something about the cars, and the drugs card came out. So I just said, well, maybe the neighbors were like suppliers, or, they knew about it because they like to indulge themselves.
Well,
Um,
exactly. And the house next door is owned by Darren O'Grady, who I think is a rug supplier. That's
wow.
just my
And
theory.
a guy, the middleman, something came about his nationality, and that's what had me looking at the tint guy who made the videos because he was of a different nationality. But obviously, maybe Brad Wong, is he of a different nationality, or is it just his name?
No, I don't know. Wong has heaps of siblings too. They may be in the rug ring. Yeah, I don't know. He has sunglasses on, but I've never
Okay.
seen an Asian guy with red hair.
Yeah, me neither.
So, you
Interesting
know,
to know. Yeah, where
but
his
but
lineage comes from.
but my first vision I described, and this is before I knew Malay was native. Uncle Larry walking the kids through probably what was the pipeline because it was more like dry grass, tall grass versus like big bushes. And I was confused by that because I thought it was thickly bushed, and I didn't understand that, only to find out right later that they have these clearings right beside their house and the trail behind. And I described him as long, dark hair, dark brown, maybe black. No, he doesn't look Asian to me either, Deborah. But it could be his stepdad's name. Who knows? Like, we don't know, right? How he got the long last name Wong. It doesn't mean he's native or Asian himself, rather. But then I saw a video the other day of Durwood's son, and he has black hair and it's in a ponytail. And I was like, is Uncle Larry Durwood's son?
Oh, wow. And do you know his son's name?
No, but the building beside the black building, the black barn at the train tracks beside Jack and Lilly, is owned by Larry Lawrence Geddes, Derwin's, I think, brother.
Wow. And they
Or
could be
yeah,
named after each other or have nicknames as well. Nicknames comes up a lot for me. So maybe they all have nicknames and code words for things.
it
So
could
maybe they
be.
have secret words that,
Yeah,
it's nothing to the rest of us, but if you know, you know. Like maybe I was thinking, could it be like a pedo ring? But even for drugs, like maybe like they transport other things, or pumpkins come up as well. So I don't know, are things hidden, drugs hidden in pumpkins,
oh,
or
you get
maybe,
pumpkins too, eh? I don't
yeah.
get pumpkins, but Donna Sephora got pumpkins, but I don't get pumpkins. But
Wow, okay. Just in
but
the
in
pictures of the cards now, nothing in the spirit box. But
yeah,
it's hard to know. I was thinking maybe it could be a code word. Did they say pumpkin for something? Or was someone called that as a pet name? It could
one of the
be
kids.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Barbara's saying Tint, James Walker is Asian. Well, he is suspicious, and I can tell you the police are suspicious of him. And I'm not going to say, just in one of the responses on the emails that I got about Tint.
Wow.
So I think the police were a little bit interested in him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like
but
he could be involved in if there's some sort of ring, it could go like further in Canada, because in the spirit box, London comes. And which I thought was strange. And then I realized there's a London in Ontario.
Ontario.
I don't know Canada very well,
Yeah.
but maybe there's connections to people in different places if it's a bigger thing, than just local.
Yeah. Blue Heron says people involved in nefarious activities don't use their government names. That's true.
Yeah.
Jordan is Darren's son's name. Yeah, I don't know. I think Lawrence Larry is his cousin or brother, not his son, for the house that's the black house, who owns it, whose name it's in. I know it was Darren has admitted that the house next door is owned by the Geddes family, and he knows Durwood, he said. So yeah, so it's interesting. So I hope they get, I hope they start to get some answers here. And what do you think about the whole theory, like them coming out and saying the RCMP still saying they just walked out the back?
I mean, it could be true. They could be saying what they know, but omitting the evidence. Maybe they put them out knowing they'd be out the back, or I don't know. Would you get more so that Daniel or Malaya tricked one or the other? Because sometimes I think Malaya tricked him, but then if he was involved in things she didn't even know about, it's hard to know who's more deceptive.
I think Malaya was planning on leaving secretly,
Mm,
and he might have found out, and he didn't like that. I think he's extremely controlling over her.
yeah.
Um, and that might have been her part of the trick. I think his trick was they were talking to Durwood by his own admission about Malaya, and Durwood's out of his mouth. The family needed to stop Malaya from talking, and because I think she was um, going to defend herself against CPS, because CPS was involved. The kids were bruised. She found out he had a meth use, and these are her kids, not his kids.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the only thing that makes sense to me, because if this was somebody trying to go after Darren, then why wouldn't they take the three kids? They only took Malaya's kids that aren't his kids. And to me, that is fundamental, because that means somebody had something against Malaya, not or Malaya, because a lot of people are like, Malaya did it, because she's so quiet. Then why didn't she take Meadow too? And she didn't have to do this. She legally could have removed those kids from that home and not had to go through all this and put herself at risk. They weren't his kids. It doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense to me. But I think she was secretly trying to leave him. I
Mm.
think she was secretly trying to leave him. So I don't know. But to FYI, Liane, full name is Melvin Lawrence Geddes. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank
Melvin
you.
Lawrence Geddes.
Seems like Larry could be a nickname though, especially if they don't want to go by their first government names either.
Yes, yes. And so in my vision, I saw a young, what could have been a native man. I just saw the back of his head full of grease. I said they were a mechanic. He was wearing like a t-shirt, like a tank top, jeans that were like baggy. I'm just trying to visualize it in my head, spread like wide at the bottom, almost like wide legs. And probably like his hair could have definitely been native. And I see him walking with his hand and Jack behind, like his hands extended, and they're kind of like in an angle, like Lily's like this way behind him, like they're walking in an angle because they each have their hands extended, but they're so far behind. He's trying to get them to go this way, and they're still sort of like diagonally behind him like this. And I asked Jack, because it was Jack and then Lily was at the back, who they were with, and he said Uncle Larry. And they did not seem nervous at all. And I said, "Where is he taking you?" And they said, "To Uncle Larry's barn." And then we find out next door is a blank, empty barn and house with Lawrence Geddes. And then after that, I was becoming very suspicious of Derwood and the whole thing. So it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But Uncle Larry, whoever that was, might have been also a Geddes.
Yeah, and it sounds like his son with the long hair, he could look native from the back, you know? And if
Yeah,
they all work in the same kind of company or they all do the same things in sheds or in mechanics, whatever, and that can be undercover things for drugs too.
I know. Well, exactly. And I also heard Daniel say that he was friends with Derwood's son.
Wow. Yeah, so there's a connection there.
Hmm.
Maybe with work, possibly.
I think maybe with work, and also it's such a small community. And that's why I was a little hard on Belinda, I'm not going to lie, because, we didn't know where they lived. Like, it's such a small town. I mean, some of you were in here are local. It would have taken her like 5 minutes to figure out where they were, I think. If I'm being like, I worked in real estate for 25 years, I know communities and how people like interact. And in a small community like that, I think it would have taken her, like, if she really wanted to know where they were, it wouldn't have been very hard, in my opinion. And so I'm curious as to why Belinda didn't pursue trying to find them more. I think they were afraid of that family. I think there's a lot of people there probably know about that family or have suspicions about that family. That's just me. Like, that's not psychic. That's just my gut feeling.
Yeah, that makes sense. And maybe people would view Belinda as vulnerable and emotional, and if they're known liars, maybe that
Hmm.
they're not going to tell an outsider. And obviously her son just didn't take accountability for his kids, so maybe that was kind of held against her in a way, which it should be held against him, but he's not around to hold it against,
Hmm.
which is
Yeah.
really sad for the kids. They really should have had more opportunities to have more people around. Malaya obviously needed the support, and it's very
Yeah.
sad, because I've been in that situation myself, and you do have to get out, especially for the kids.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes. Well, this is it, but it's not. No worries, Donna, honey. I hope you feel better. Um, Bless you. And it's not as easy as that. That's why
Yeah.
I know that people are talking about Malaya have not lived through abuse because they're so judgmental of her being quiet, and it's really not that easy, in my opinion. Um, your confidence is down, you're afraid, you're broke, if you don't have people around you that you can trust. Like, it's I don't know I left it, but it wasn't easy, and it took me 2 years to plan to leave so that I wasn't worried he was gonna kill me, because that's what the
Yeah.
police said. He was gonna kill me when he got up to me when he abused me and I took the kids in the car and took off. And, so it's just not that easy, you
Yeah, you
know?
have to outsmart them. And I mean, she could have been trying to do that, but got duped along the way because she doesn't seem like she has bad intentions. She just seems naive and scared.
Yeah.
She's probably
Yep.
scared to say anything in case she says the wrong thing and then they're out to get her or her family, maybe. You know, those
Yep.
threats could be made.
Yeah. Yeah. And Blue Heron says, I didn't tell my family because I was ashamed. And yeah, and still in it trauma. Yeah, exactly. It's just not that easy, you know. Thank you for that, Blue Heron. No, I know. It's a crazy case, but yes, I don't know if I would send your spirit boxes. I don't know if they would watch those,
Probably
but
not.
I mean, you could certainly say what you've got and call it in, like general theory that you
Yeah, I
work
did
as a psychic medium, and
the
yeah.
rods on the location. I can't remember what location it was, but it was about an hour away, Sheet Harbor maybe, and it was crossing over it. So something does keep coming about a boat in the spirit boxes, and maybe so if someone had a boat or bought a boat, there could be, you know, connections with that, even for transporting things or I don't know, hiding
Okay.
things in the water either.
Interesting. Interesting. See, I've never picked up on a boat, but that's something I might have missed
It could
because
have
I
been
know
like after, like if they passed away, like maybe they weren't transported on a boat. Maybe it could have been the plan, and like you said, something went wrong because that always comes up that something did go wrong and someone fucked up. Like that's actually even come on the spirit box. We fucked up, so there was
no way.
definitely conflict. Yeah,
Yeah, there's something that's what I keep getting. There was a plan that went wrong. Like
and then everyone's implicated because they've all been in it for a while, and they're all probably a bit strung out as well.
they're all messed up.
Yeah.
They're we had a plan to take the kids to let's just go with my theory for lack of a theory. Had a plan to take the kids to threaten Malay to be quiet about the rug business, and something went wrong.
Right.
And it it explains Daniel's behavior too. Like he's got this guilt feeling of guilt, which is why he's so forefront, and he's got knowledge even though he didn't do it. There
Yeah,
was
and
a,
he can
you know,
clearly say that he didn't do it, but um that's the thing. He knows like they won't be found there. He knows they're not around, and it makes people think, oh well, then he did it, which is just missing a piece of the
hmm
puzzle, the
hmm
middleman. But you know, people just
yeah.
need to realize that two things can be true. He can be guilty of other things, but not be guilty of like killing the kids.
Well, that's
I hope he
exactly it.
didn't hurt them, but it's awful to think that he was. You know, I'd rather think that they were just kind of more left to their own devices and they hurt themselves. But I mean, black eyes is very strange on kids. You don't see that normally.
Well, and his excuse of what Lily had a black eye that she bumped her head. Like my grandkids jump everywhere, bonk their head for all like 1,000 times a day, 1,000 times a week. Like it's wild. I've told people on this live before, they are full on energy. They're outdoors, they're climbing trees, they're on ATVs at 4 and 3, and like, like it's wild and not afraid of anything and jumping and flying and like they don't get bruises on their eyes.
Yeah, it's just too
Like,
much of a weird place. It's too specific. It's knuckles,
well,
isn't it, that gives the
this
black
is it
eyes?
because it requires something to go in. It's not flat. When you fall on your head, your eye's protected.
Yeah.
So I think he was abusive. I really think he was abusive. That the CPS was there, and I guess the reason was given was that because of the kids' learning disabilities. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that. But
That's kind of victim blaming the kids in a way, and you know, it just doesn't come off well. It's kind of like Sebastian Rogers. It just don't blame the kids. It was the parents not doing their jobs in
I think
reality.
I think they were negligent for sure.
Yeah.
And Malaya said at the beginning they were wanderers and they had holes in their fences and like that's just not good. you know, like even if they were innocent of this, that's neglectful. If the kids are wanderers, they shouldn't be outside alone with holes in your fence. If they are artistic, like this shouldn't
Yeah.
happen. You know?
Well, there's lots of water around there too. So even though she's trying to say the story and say, oh yeah, they probably went off, I mean, it still doesn't make sense if she knew they were autistic, they'd be drawn to water or wandering off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it kind of backfires in their
Yeah.
face.
Yeah. So what time is it where you are at?
It's 11:15 here. How about you?
Okay. We are 5:45. Okay, so you're just 5 hours. Okay, in
Yeah.
Ireland. Some parts of Europe are 6, some are 7. So yeah,
Have you
interesting.
ever heard of the Kenley Matheson case? I don't know if anyone's ever submitted it to your website that you work
Mm.
for. That's another Nova Scotia case that I've worked on, but I've noticed it's not popular. It's very old. It's 33. He's been 33 years missing, but it is in Nova Scotia too. And
Doesn't ring a
like,
bell, but doesn't like we get about a case a week, so it doesn't mean it doesn't ring a bell since
yeah.
2018. I don't know. It doesn't ring a bell, but doesn't mean we didn't work on it. But
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe I'll submit a form because it'd be nice to know because there is searchers that actively go out looking. So the more readings, the better. I think it's just me that's done reading so far, but I'd like to
Um,
see other readings being
yeah,
done.
the only way we'll take a case on is the Find Me group is if you're working directly with a detective.
Okay,
So it has to be a family member or a police agent looking for somebody
okay. I
because
could
we
put it in the
have
group and maybe a family member could do it.
yeah because we have so many cases sadly. Reef solved. We solved a woman kidnapped at the airport in Turkey. We found her alive. I mean, we've had some incredible results. We have a really incredible, powerful bunch of volunteers, but it's just so many cases that I don't know why Kelly reserves it that way. I guess just because he came from law enforcement. And what can you do with the information if it doesn't get to law enforcement, right? Like,
Yeah.
so that's a stipulation. But yeah, if you can get one of the family members, absolutely.
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
And were you
Yeah.
saying earlier on this live that Seth had put in a forum, but he didn't fill it in for the people to do readings, was it?
Well, we have forensic astrologers and psychic mediums, and
Yeah.
Kelly does local canine searches all the time. We have divers, airplanes, copters, like the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, so you
Um,
just need to know the right place to search. I kind of feel with him, he's not open to hearing that if Sebastian passed. So a lot of people maybe don't give on the information if he doesn't want it or he's rejecting things.
yeah, but I agree 100% with that. But then why hand in a blank form? Like,
Yeah,
why submit a case to be reviewed and have zero details in it?
yeah. And I
Like,
mean, I thought he was the only one passionate about it, but obviously you do hear a few things too that
I,
it just seems
I
weird.
don't know what to make of him, honestly. I think he's got something he doesn't want to come out. That's my only thing. I don't think he's involved, but I
Yeah,
think like Malaya, there's an element of something, there's a guilt there for something, you know?
yeah, for
And
sure.
that's the vibe I get, and he's not gonna divulge what that is.
Yeah. I
I know
mean,
I was
we all have
told,
our pasts, but I suppose
yeah.
when your kid is missing, I mean, most people wouldn't care as long as
Well,
it was on their kid.
I know I was told from somebody very close to him with this burner phone thing that's been coming up with Sebastian lately, that Seth did get calls from no unknown numbers, but he never picked them up.
Okay. Maybe
So,
owing money or something. Yeah.
well, the burner phone was Sebastian calling him because there was this rumor that Sebastian had a burner phone.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't
Do you
know,
get
but maybe he's got
Sebastian
guilt
is
around that.
alive? I think I've watched a few year readings on him, but I think it's been a while since they've popped up.
I was pretty sure he was deceased. And then I don't know if it's because I was so attached to him because I was
Yeah.
channeling him a lot.
Mm.
He was coming in a lot. Um, that I wanted to believe it was alive, or if I was like, because the pain when I channeled him, some of my people here were on, like I had excruciating pain. Like I get physical body sensations. If
Yeah.
somebody's blood bleeding internally, I'll taste the blood. I get like I can feel in my body. But I've never been in such excruciating pain like that when he first came into my life. People were saying my eye was black, and he had
Wow.
showed me being hit in the head.
Yeah, and
And
did you know that he had water on his brain? So I'd say that would be extra excruciating if you had that
yeah,
condition. I
so I
think you're
started,
spot on with that, yeah.
yeah, so I started to wonder though, because if was I telepathically communicating with him because I have had telepathic experiences. And I don't know if that's me wanting to believe is alive or what, because it sounds kind of crazy, but I have had telepathic experiences, but that was with other Reiki healers and spiritual people, but we really don't know the autistic brain, you know? And
Yeah.
so I'd like to say he's alive, but it's likely not. But I think I was really hopeful that that was the case. But
Yeah,
I
that
don't,
would be the best case scenario. He's such a sweet energy, and it does seem like he was just very misunderstood. But there's something about life insurance. I know Seth maybe had it, maybe the Proudfoots did too, because I do think the Proudfoots are guilty as sin. But maybe if they were hiding him for the life insurance, but they didn't want him around either, so Chris could be back in the house. Maybe they could have hidden him and put him away somewhere. Do you know in homes, some people put, disabled kids or,
hmm
something like that. So that could be a possibility, and I'd like to think that he is still alive somewhere. But it just seems like they had such hatred and contempt. That was the first thing I picked up with Chris when I watched the interviews, is just the contempt that he
yeah,
had. It
yeah,
seemed like he hated him and he had a bad grudge against him.
yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. And well, that's the thing. If he is alive, he's, I think, in a residential home.
Yeah.
But he started coming in and getting really angry with me, like really angry with me to leave it alone, leave the case alone. Like he was so mad at me.
Okay.
And like,
Maybe it was hard. It's hard to accept. Doesn't it take time to transition even in the spiritual world? You don't understand, or
yeah,
you could be angry about what happened.
yeah, exactly. And the last thing he said to me was he was sacrificing he sacrificed himself for his mom.
Wow. Wow. And he did. He loved his mom so much. It's so sad.
Yeah, so I don't know. What do you get with Sebastian? And then we're gonna move on to a different case, but what do you get with Sebastian?
Um, the same as you, I pick up head injuries, the brain especially, and gardening tools, and just Chris and his family have connections with the
Hey,
corrupt
Zach.
law enforcement. Basically, it's plain to see, but obviously it'd be hard to prove when maybe the law enforcement got rid of evidence. I feel like they got rid of some footage or something like that. They had it well planned out, whatever was happening in the
Well, I
lights
had
video.
the audio sent to me, and the TBI hung up on me. They refused to take it. Zach's here. Do you know Zach? He's here. Zach, you're psychic.
Oh,
Do you want to come in, Zach? You want to join us?
yeah, yeah. I've been live with Zach a few times. He's got a channel
Okay.
too.
Okay, let's go. Zach, you want to come up? I'll send you the link if you want to come up. We'll talk. Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. I think the way like somebody sent me that audio. Let me just stop sharing the screen. Somebody sent me that audio, and then Nick Barris came out, and they all came out and disparaged, saying there was no such audio, that it didn't exist.
I think they were
And
scared by the Barasox family or Chris Proudfoot. He likes to make threats left, right, and
yeah,
center.
yeah, yeah. No, I know. So, okay, Zach's going to join us. Do you have time? You still have
Yeah,
time?
of course,
You didn't
Chris.
ask me your first name, sweetie. Your
Sorry?
name. I didn't even
Oh,
ask you your name.
Oh, Jasmine, sorry.
Jasmine, nice to meet you, Jasmine. I just finished on my rant about it's nice to talk to some other spiritual folks,
Yeah, it is.
because
I'm sorry you had a bad experience too, and
oh my
it's not
God,
nice. Creators should support each other, and even when you disagree, it's still their right to say what they want as long as everyone's respectful.
I've had a horrible experience. Have you tried to
Yeah,
collaborate with Zach? You obviously didn't, but
only Zach and now you. So thank you for having me on. I
you're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
I just finished ranting, going, no, but this was different. I was actually helping somebody build their channel, and then they took all my mods and everything. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just stuff like that. It's not something I would do, but whatever, it's done. But somebody's got definitely waiting on Sebastian's life insurance, plus thought they were going to make money off the cash apps. Also, you think Seth's involved too? Life insurance on it. See, Kylie, that's exactly what I picked up when I first started doing readings on Sebastian Rogers. I know her voice is gorgeous. Kylie says your voice is
Ah,
gorgeous. I know I
thank
love your
you.
voice too.
Would Kylie
Um,
come up? Because I see her a lot, and she does spirit boxes too. She
Kylie,
reads
you
on
didn't know that.
Sebastian and Summer a lot. She's
Oh,
lovely.
I didn't know that. Kylie, you never told me. She asked me to do a reading on guests. You can come up too, honey, if you want.
That
Um,
was so nice.
yeah, she's from Australia, right?
Yeah, I
When
love the accents. Plenty of accents now.
and then Zach, where's Zach from?
He's from Boston, I think. Where is that in
Oh,
America? I'm
okay.
so bad with geography.
Yeah,
Think
yeah,
I
that's in
will.
the US. That's okay. Yeah, no, that's okay. And yeah, no, I didn't know that. Kylie, if you want to come up, or not Kylie. Is it Kylie? Yeah, it's Kylie. I was thinking of Kaika. I'm sorry. I was thinking of, it's Kaika? Yeah, it's Kaika, right?
I
She goes
think
by
Kylie
something.
has two channels,
Yes,
but she has the other one is the nails, I think, in the picture.
yes. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's what it is. Yes,
And have you
yes.
read on the Summer Wells case too? What would you
I
get on that one?
um I got, and I see, I did Summer Wells. I knew nothing about the case. Okay, perfect, Zach. I'll send you the link again, honey. And Kylie, Kaika, if you want to come up too, feel free. We'll do a little overhaul here. We'll just talk. This is fun. I like doing collabs. I just have
Yeah,
had such
good.
crappy
I'm glad
experience.
we
So
can
let's
change our
have a better
minds.
experience. Yes. It's about the right people. My
Yes,
name
it
comes up as
is.
Kylie. Yes, I know, sweetie. Do you want to come up, Kylie? We can talk
Oh,
and yeah, we can talk. I don't know how much time you've got, Jasmine, but um, and I don't even remember your question now, but there's just I don't even remember what we were talking about. I lost track.
you were telling me about Summer Wells.
Oh yeah, Summer Wells. I got, and I don't know anything about the case, really and truly. That's the one case I really, other than I got that they went swimming with Tanner that day, the neighbor, and
Oh,
Tanner wanted a sex or something from her. And
Tanner or Hunter, do you mean? Or is there
Hunter,
somebody called
Hunter,
Tanner?
Hunter, Hunter,
Okay.
and Hunter choked her under the water that
Oh,
day.
wow.
That's what I
Wow.
got.
Yeah, wow. Because there's definitely something about when they went swimming, but I just feel like Summer got sold, and I feel like it was just a regular thing, but they didn't want her to start school because obviously her dad. I mean,
Yeah.
I think a blind man could see that she was being abused, but sometimes I get attacked for saying that she was, but I think you don't even have to ask the cards to see that.
Oh yeah. I think she
You
was
know,
for sure abused
it's
sexually.
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So they definitely did
Devastating.
want to get rid of her because, like, if they did see anything on her, like, they would get charged, and they haven't so far because the
Mm-hmm.
other kids got taken from them. So, I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
parents are lucky they got off so lightly. But I think that the Lawson is corrupt as well. It just seems like Tennessee is very corrupt with the police.
Yeah, it is. Zach, your thing, it says device not connected. There you are.
Oh, there he is. Because Zach's been doing lives recently and he's been doing great. He's getting lots of new subscribers. It's brilliant.
Good job, Zach. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Can you see me in video chat or?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. I can't see
Yeah.
you guys. So
Oh, okay. Well, my camera isn't on.
let me see if I can. Okay. Well, if you guys can see me, I guess that's okay. But for some reason, I can't see you guys. That's weird.
It is weird.
Yeah.
Do you want to put your channel name in your name there?
Oh, yeah. I don't know how we change that.
You've got yours, Jasmine.
Yeah, yeah. See, I've never used this app before, but I don't
Aw,
know.
Kylie. I hate my voice.
Oh no, we love your
Aw.
voice and your opinions, especially Kylie. She does so much research.
Krista says use a second phone.
Oh, okay. Maybe to read the chat. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So Zach, what are
I'd
your
have to get set up for that, but.
what are your thoughts about
Oh, what
these
were you gonna say?
cases? What are your thoughts? What is your theory? I don't know if you were listening. What's
Well,
your theory about these cases? Jack and Lily, Sebastian.
well, with Jack and Lily, I think that Daniel and Malaya are completely involved, and I think one or the other is the probably the sole perpetrator on why one of the children are gone, and I think the other one got into a substance. That's what I believe.
And how are you? Do you work as a channeling psychic or cards? How are you working?
So the way I do it is called remote viewing. Have you ever heard of that?
I was trained on it
Yeah.
by Lisa Williams. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know Lisa?
I don't know her, but I'm sure if I've seen her, if I looked her up, maybe I would, because I've studied a lot of different people that have done it, but maybe not.
She works with the police a lot. Yeah.
So she's
in my inbox.
one of the she's one of the creators that works with police, or is she more behind the scenes?
She's behind the scenes. She was published by Hay House with her tarot decks and whatnot. Had a TV show at one point. She used to live in Lilydale, where all the psychic mediums are in New York. And then she moved to Florida because her husband is in military, in forensic with the military.
I'll be back in 1 second, guys.
Okay, yeah.
I'll just be 1 second and I'll join the chat again.
Okay. Yeah, so she's great. So anyway, sorry to interrupt. So tell us about your remote viewing. Do you want to explain to everybody what that is, Zach?
Yeah, I can definitely. So the way that I do it is I use a certain I use a certain music tone to dumb it down a little bit. And I use headphones at all times when I'm doing this. And before it, I pick a target. Now, I'm not sure how each person does it, but I can only speak for myself. But the target that I select is usually generally going to be somebody that I am focused on within the case. And I try to look at most of the knowledge that I can before I do my sessions. That's just the way I get the most information out of them. So for instance, one of the sessions I'm going to be doing is going to be on Monkey Michael Vaughn. And the target with this is going to be, where is Monkey located? Because I know that is something that that's been on my mind since probably, when I first heard of this case, I had believed that Monkey was still alive for a little bit of time. And so that's going to be something I'm going to be trying to do tonight, actually, and put out.
Okay. And so can you define what remote viewing is for people?
Yes. So basically for me to explain it to everyone and not go on and on, it would be you pick up on the energy of the person you select and you connect with the energy around them. And this can go for a past event, and this can go for the energy that they're currently feeling. It really depends on the target that you select. Well, for me anyways, I get the most results out of the target. So say I'm targeting the location of monkey, for instance, then I'm going to be filled with the energy that was surrounding when it happened to monkey, or the area that it was surrounding, or the area that they brought him to. It can be a few things.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So my definition, I'm just going to see if everybody wants to ask questions on it, make sure they understand.
Yes,
and you can tell me, Zach, if this is your interpretation of it. My interpretation of remote viewing is I'm connecting as a soul, and I will connect to another soul, and I usually go back in time.
Mm-hmm.
So you can time travel and ask to go back in time to an event with that soul and connect to the energy as they saw it during that event.
Yeah, that's a good another way to describe it.
Okay. Yeah, I think Zach's echoing.
Oh
Can
no.
anyone else hear an echo? Or maybe it's just my end?
Maybe it's Jasmine.
Yeah, it just started.
Is it
This
me
happened
that's
on Sunny's
echoing?
one time on StreamYard. No, it's me, I think.
I think it's all of us.
Hold on. Oh no. Oh God.
Maybe I can reload.
No, it's better now. No, it's not. Who has it open twice? If you have two windows open, that's what it will do.
Oh, could be me.
I'm like, is it me?
Yeah.
No,
Is
that's
this
better.
better?
Oh no. Sounded like a squirrel.
Should I try leaving? Should I try leaving and come back?
No, wait, I'll reload 1 second. I think it's on my end.
I think it was Jasmine because we didn't have it until Jasmine came back, and now we don't have it. Oh no, we do. Now we do. Are you watching YouTube outside of this?
Did we fix it?
No, I'm not.
It is better. Yes. 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 No.
No.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna try to leave too, and I'll come back. Let's try to all do it, and then.
I was gonna say Spirit wants to come in here.
Spirit has something to say about this.
Oh my God, this is fun. It's better
Thank you
now.
for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. Kitty says it's just me. I don't hear it now.
Oh yeah, I don't hear it now.
I think it was Zach.
I think it was. We'll blame him.
Oh, it's not a blame. Listen, technology and I do not agree.
Yeah. And when spirit is strong, sometimes it can, affect technology as well.
I have had lifelong problems with technology. Have you?
Yeah, well, I'm not very good at it, but since making content, I'm a lot better and quicker now, I find.
Okay.
A bit with
I
the
just-
times.
Oh,
But when I'm trying to
just
read comments on a live, I have to squint like a granny to see them.
okay. Yeah, no, I just find like a photocopier or whatever I'm using will break. Like it's just everything malfunctions when I go near it. It's like, oh God, it's not my forte. But it's fixed. It's fixed. So
Yeah.
so he was just explaining remote viewing. Jasmine, do you do remote viewing?
I've tried to do it a few times, but I wouldn't be confident with it. Now, the music is very good, and I've had a lot of kind of apparitions and stuff with it. But even when you're explaining the dreams, I think that's the goal with remote viewing, to get into that trance state that you're not in your mind, you're seeing something that's projected to you that happened.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'd like to get to that stage, but I have to just keep meditating. That can be a bit hard. The hard
Well,
part.
yeah, I didn't train for my dreams. I started when I was a teenager, and they were very traumatic because it was like I was time traveling and going to the scene, and I was like actively there watching people being murdered and beaten and drowned. And then it was all local because I would hear about these things in the radio and in the paper locally. And then I was a teenager, and so I realized, holy sugar, like, what is this? And I was terrified. So I had been talking to my guides when I was a little kid because I was in a very abusive family. So I said, I don't want this shit, is my language. And then they resurfaced in my 30s. And then in my 30s, I said to my guides, like, I cannot watch this. You have to modify this. I don't want to watch a scene of something happening. I cannot do that. And so it took me quite a while to train my guides to, when you're having a dream and then some vision comes in and it's like completely different colors and tones and not related to your dream, to retain that information, not wake up, remember the information, and communicate with spirit. And so that's what I get now. I used to get the full visions of what happened when it was going down. And there was one case to this day that I can never get out of my mind because it showed up in the paper. I saw the vision of a redheaded, freckled faced boy, his grandmother answering the door and let her in, and he just stabbed her and beat her, and just over and over again, this poor elderly woman. And it was on the news that they believed he's coming back, Kitty, that they believed that the mother, that she was murdered by somebody she knew. And that is just like, that would just, I don't know, that one, I still can see it in my brain, it was just,
Oh, wow. So you seen the
yeah,
suspect's face. Now, was it someone related
it was her
to,
grandson.
yeah, her grandson? Yeah. Wow. And he didn't get
Yeah,
charged for it?
I don't know, I don't remember because I was a teenager. I don't remember truthfully, but I couldn't do it. Like, I could not do the full
Yeah.
visions,
And especially with kids, you don't want to be seeing that. But if you could just get the scene before and just get the information you need in order to find them, or like just after the fact where the remains are, maybe. But
Mhm.
that would still be traumatic too, because sometimes it's even more traumatic what they do with the remains. And that's the hard part, because some of these people will always be missing because
Well,
their
that's it.
remains are so well hidden or gone by now.
Do you ever get frustrated like I do with my guides? Because it's like, you get this information, but what can we do with it? Like, other than being on YouTube and raising awareness to missing kids and the vulnerable and all that, which is a great empowerment, don't get me wrong. But do you ever get frustrated? Like, you've got information, but like, who's going to believe you and what can you do with it? Do you ever feel like that?
Yeah. And
You
especially
do?
because I live in Ireland. I mean, I wish I was in some of these places to actually go and search for myself. Because you don't
Yeah.
want other people to just believe your information, but you could kind of test your own
Hmm.
abilities if you
Yep.
were close by. But that's why it's nice. Hopefully, people who are searching are looking for this kind of content. I do kind of keep that in mind even when making it. It doesn't matter whether it agrees with people's theories or not. If you're asking about location, just put what you see or say what you see, because there could be one or two people actually
Yep.
searching, and one word could make all the difference.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know where Zach is. Is he coming back, do you think?
Um, Maybe he's having issues coming
Technical
back
issue.
into the room. Maybe if you could put the link in the chat again, but I don't know
Yeah.
whether he was gonna have a live of his own tonight. But I'd say he would have said if he was leaving.
I hope he comes. Well, he said he was coming back. I'll put it
Yeah.
back in. But yeah. So, and what
Now
other cases?
he
Oh, go
sees
ahead.
something different with Jack and Lily, but I think he's picking up on the energy around it and how they were feeling. And it seems like there is some sort of blockage or barrier protectiveness. Now, obviously, it could be, protection in the small town, but spiritually protected, that maybe it's to misdirect people trying to tap in. Do you ever sense that? Maybe someone does witchcraft. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Hopefully
have had
not,
that.
but
I
who
had that with
knows?
Sebastian. I think there's some dark energy in the Sebastian case for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think maybe it could be CP allegedly in the Freemasons, and maybe there's like, other groups or ties that are
Mhm.
kind of cult like,
Mhm. Mhm. What?
Sometimes it comes up for me that there could be connections um with the Sebastian and Summer case. Now, not that they knew each other or anything, but that there's players that are connected in these kind of groups, or they run in the same circles. So I don't know. I've been trying to look into that. And then Jody Sue was threatening me in a live last week.
Who's Jody
Um,
Sue?
she's the neighbor of Summer Wells.
Oh, see, I haven't followed that case. She was threatening you?
Yeah, well, she threatens everyone, so I'm not special.
Why? What does she care unless she's involved? What does she
Yeah, well,
care?
that's the thing, because suggesting that her now ex is involved, and I suggested that there could have been a connection between him and Chris Proudfoot, because Chris always comes in my spirit box sessions with Summer, and
No.
yes, it seemed like she was offended. She said she hopes the Proudfoot sue me and stuff. So I don't know why it touched a nerve, me just asking that question. And I mean, I thought it was absurd when I was asking it, but the energy just keeps saying, yeah, there's something there. But I'm not sure. I can't say for certain just yet.
Mhm.
Oh, my dang
Oh,
phone
Zach's
died.
phone died. So you're not coming back on, hun?
I
I
have mine
know.
on charge here. Maybe he can keep it on charge and go back on.
Well, if not, we'll do it again. Send
Yeah,
me
definitely.
so Zach's channel is Zach Jackson, the Tranquil Psychic.
Yeah.
Okay. So Krista says, I wonder if someone in Sebastian's case contacted somebody in Summerwell's case.
Yeah, Krista, I get that. Either Chris knew Don Wells or Andy, the neighbor, or, maybe they all ran in the same circles. I mean, it could be drug trafficking, it could be human trafficking as well. I mean, they're all very shady, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, Zach, well, why don't the three of us we'll plan one of these. Well, you
Okay.
guys can message me. I'll put my email in just because it's easier right now. And we can maybe plan for a live, because I'd love to do like a panel with like I can do cards, you can do cards, you could do spirit box, Zach, you could do some remote viewing. You know what I mean? It would be kind of
Yeah.
interesting to
And
do
we could
like
all
three
ask the same question and
and do
see
three
what we
different
get. And
mediums.
it's kind of
Yeah,
interesting even getting different things, because maybe, there's accuracies there, but a lot of the time it's how people interpret what they're getting. I find that's just a lot of the readers are off with their interpretation. And even if I'm watching the readings, I'm like, no, you're interpreting it wrong to fit their own narrative about Daniel and things like that.
yeah, yeah. Thursday in the day, I have my grandson, but I could do in the evening. It depends on you guys. What time?
Yeah, well, I could probably do later in the evening or Friday, whatever suits everyone best when we're free.
Friday's wide open for me. It's up to
Yeah,
Zach.
that could be good actually. We could reschedule it then to Friday and do a panel if anyone else wants to come on. I'd love
Yeah,
Kylie to come on. I'd love to
yeah,
talk to her in person, because we usually
yeah.
just chat through the spirit boxes. But a lot of the same information comes, because I only kind of came across spirit boxes in the last couple of months. And at first I was skeptical and I didn't think you could get any information from it, but it seems like there is certain repeating things that
Yeah,
seem to be significant in the cases. So maybe I'm thinking, well, we can find something, but it's like the cards, it's hard to get exact answers, especially with
yeah,
location, and that really frustrates me.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So Zach says anytime Thursday. Does 4 p.m. this time Thursday work for you, Jasmine?
I'm not sure. My friend could be dropping over. I'm not sure at what time, because 4 p.m. your time. Well, I suppose that would be maybe 9 my time. So later
Yeah.
in the evening, if it's my time, definitely. And if that
So
works for you.
does 9 work?
Yeah.
And Zach, you're in Boston? Are you Eastern
Yeah.
time zone?
He might be on the same
I
time zone. I think he
time
is, because
zone.
we're a few hours apart.
Yeah, I think Boston's same time zone. Are you Eastern, Zach? And if not, if 4 p.m. works, then
Yeah.
yep, Eastern. Okay, does 4 Thursday work? We can all meet. I'll send if you guys can email me, I'll send you the StreamYard link before, or you can just show up to my live and jump on. Like I'll send you the
Yeah,
link in the live.
I'll email you
Okay,
after
perfect.
this when I jump
Okay,
off.
perfect. Okay, perfect. So review that coded note. Yeah, let's go to that now. Do you want to go to that now, Rachel? Hidden from the fog. Apparently there was a coded note. Zach.
Oh,
I've been talking about Jack so much.
Jack,
Jack and Lily. Zach. I wanted to name my son Zach, but we had two girls. So, you can, yeah, feel free to chat in the chat. And do you mind listening to that? Because we had a
No,
request
of course
for,
not.
okay, hidden in the fog. Let me pull it up.
And did it say coded note? Like, because there's something about code words and nicknames.
Yeah.
And I just don't know what it is. But, like, it just seemed to me that maybe they do have their secret words, that, the street names for things, as they
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. So she's a new channel, but she's doing great work hidden in the fog. Let me pull this up because Rachel just told me about it. I didn't know. Apparently, there was a coded letter sent to the RCMP a month ago. Here it is. It's
Wow.
just a short video, but let's see uh, if we can get something from it. There it is. This is from Hidden in the Fog. Kobe Quid pass tip being actively investigated. Oh, look at the letters, the numbers.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, that looks very staged or something, very immature.
You don't see yeah, let's see. Let's see what we pick up. Let's listen and we'll see what we pick up.
HITF has confirmed the RCMP continues to investigate information tied to the reported discovery of items near the Copaquid Pass on September 4th. In response to a request for comment, the RCMP stated in an email that the matter remains under an active investigation. While authorities have not disclosed the nature of the items or their potential connection to ongoing case, the acknowledgement underscores the tip has not been dismissed and remains of interest to investigators. This latest confirmation follows information first shared with HITF by an anonymous source identifying themselves only as Dead Silence. The individual entered a live stream on September 3rd and claimed to have witnessed clothing being thrown from the window of a white van while traveling through the Copaquid Pass. They further alleged that the incident could be connected to the disappearance of Lilly and Jack Sullivan. According to the source, the same white van was also seen on or near the property from which the Sullivan siblings lived and where they disappeared from in the early hours of May 2nd, 2025. While these claims remain unverified, the information was reported to authorities, leading to the recovery of items in the Copaquid Pass area the following day. For now, RCMP have not released details regarding the nature of the items located. Please like, follow, share, and subscribe.
Hang on, I want to go
RCMP have
back.
not.
This is her, I'm assuming. Susan, investigators continue to assess tips, including one connected to Copaquid Pass area. At this time, no information regarding evidence seizures will be released to the public. Have a nice weekend. Okay, I don't know if I understand the full gist of that. Did you, Jasmine?
It seems like they found something a few months ago. It's coming out now, but do you remember something being mentioned about girls' pants and a bow or something like, and a sock, I don't know, being found, and then
Yes.
it was kind of said to be misinformation and everything was very confusing. And then I remember at the time thinking, I don't even know what to believe with this case anymore, but maybe that was leaked. That could be the items, but I can't remember where they were found or whether it said it on any audio anywhere.
No, I know. There's so much to cover. It's hard. And it's
Yeah,
hard
it
to
seems
cover
like it's being
in depth.
deliberately thrown off. Maybe there was an officer that kind of ran in the same circles as Daniel or went to their parties. And I don't know. I mean, it's not beyond reasonable doubt with all
No,
the
well, there's
corruption in these cases.
exactly, And I found I played the other day an article with a sheriff from the area. I don't know if you've heard this, and Zach, if you're still in the chat, uh, a sheriff and that lived, well, he's attending a court hearing an hour away from Jack and Lily's disappearance. A sheriff for Pictou County who was charged in 2023 and who the article says was still sexually assaulting people locally. And you know, their own sheriff. It
Yeah.
was, so there's, that's why I find that narrative nothing to see here. They walked out the backyard, really hard
Yeah.
to just take verbatim because to me, yes, they could have hidden, but with the canines and even in the first few days when, if they were dead, there'd be crows and scavengers, there'd be animals circling in the sky over two dead bodies that were being eaten. Like, I hate to be gruesome, but that's just
Yeah. They
factually, I
were
think,
they
you
weren't
know?
left out, but I feel like whoever put them somewhere kind of had the thought that they need to be under, and maybe that could be like the tunnels or things like that you're picking up.
Mm-hmm.
Under and inaccessible, but still a way of getting them there in the first place. If these people have property or places that they meet, there could be like sheds that they meet up in. It
Mm-hmm.
seems like a common thing.
Daniel researched what, Zach?
Oh,
Yeah,
the tip maybe.
yeah, I'm not sure.
See, he seems manipulative, but then it seems like maybe it's to cover his own back or skin, just reputation wise. But I don't
Well,
know,
Malaya's
do
come
you
out and
sense
said
that
that
he cares about the kids?
I don't, not really. Yes, but
He feels
not.
more sorry for himself than them, definitely.
I think he's more concerned about his public image. I
Yeah.
really do. I don't think he doesn't care for them. I don't know how anybody that has kids, like he's got his own child Meadow, so I can't,
Yeah.
right? And he seems to care about her. And these kids are not his, but they lived with them for 2 years. So I do think he cares about them. And I don't think he killed them. And
Yeah.
I just, going back to Zach, I think you probably, thank you. Thank you, Ren. I hope we can see you on Thursday, sweetie. Thank you. Ren's been in my, been a member of mine for a while, of a subscriber for since the beginning, I think, of my channel, which has only been 18 months. So I've been on maybe almost, well, it'll be 2 years in March.
You'll have to celebrate.
What's that?
You'll have to celebrate
Yeah,
the
I
YouTube
know.
anniversary.
Oh God, I have to celebrate surviving it. Who unalived Lilly? Yeah, yeah. And I was getting, Zach, were you getting that they're separated? Because I know, Jasmine, you were saying they were separated, you felt, eh?
Well, I feel like they were separated when they were alive, but they could have been put somewhere together after, but one after the other, if that makes sense. It
Yeah,
seems
yeah.
like they must have had different ideas for maybe both of them, but maybe all the plans went wrong.
Hmm.
Because
I
there's
think what
no
I was,
honor in thieves, as they say.
yeah, what I was getting was the energy going, like the going two ways, but I think that's the neighbor's account of the blanket being seen at the railroad. I'm using my hands so nobody can see me. The blanket being seen at the railroad and then going back up to Larrig Road. And so I think there was a split. My sense is that they were together, but there was a split, a diversion of where evidence was laid.
Yeah,
I think the blanket was a plant. I kept
definitely.
focusing on Larrig Cemetery, and there's a mine shaft down there until this barn came up.
Mhm.
I don't know. The impossible. I put them in impossible shirts and a blanket as well. No way. Oh, no way.
Wow, yeah, way down, definitely. So I was thinking if one could be under a ship or something, would you be weighed down with an anchor or a brick or something like that? But it seems like Lily and water comes in the cards and the spirit box, but Jack mountains come a lot. So I don't know if one is in and one is out, but they're beside each other, but they're still hidden by someone who knows the nooks and crannies.
And
And
you
they
get
all would.
mountains because
Yeah.
when I had my vision of Uncle Larry, I said they were heading towards they went towards the water and then they went left and I felt like they were heading towards the mountains, like a higher up elevation. So that's really interesting.
So I wonder if maybe for allegedly maybe Larry and his son or whoever, if they had both of the kids at one point like in your vision, but then there was a point that they had to be taken separate ways. And didn't you say it looked like he had to grab them both because maybe they were both going in different directions or they didn't want to go
No,
in
they were
different
just
directions?
walking like on a diagonal.
Okay.
And it was just because they were just, I think he was walking faster and he was moving. I believe, and this is what I told the RCMP May 8th, that they went from the property towards, if I'm looking on the Google map, their house is facing this, like the road's looking out at my chest. So it would be from the left side of the house, if you're in the house, towards Lansdowne Lake, that they went around that way and then went back towards the train tracks because they just went down and back around, which is where they ended up finding the blanket. And I think it's higher up that way. But I don't
Okay.
know, like,
Interesting.
I don't know. Oh, bye, Allie, sweetie. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. I mean, if the better chance if they're split up that they're found, right? Zach, like I totally agree,
Yeah.
you know? But yeah, I don't know. But anyways, you know what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call it a day if that's okay with everybody in the chat,
Yeah.
everybody here. And
Thank
we'll
you for having
you're
me.
welcome. And we'll regroup Thursday at 4. And
Yeah, I'll email.
I'm gonna change this now because I started off saying I'm gonna change the plan because this morning when I put the thumbnail out, I thought I'd cover all the cases, and then I went through and I realized I probably had about thank you, Zach. I will sub up to both you guys as well. Um thank you for restoring my faith in creators. That's all I have to say.
We're not all bad, but there's some bad ones
No, I
that you
know,
have to
I
watch out
know.
for.
Well, you know what happened to me, and it really pisses me off with YouTube, excuse my language, but tell me if this happened to you guys. Like when you first start your channel, YouTube decides, yes, I had my run and say with web. Yeah, YouTube, especially for us like psychic mediums and stuff, we're at the top of the hit list. But YouTube decides who they're going to promote like after and whose channel they're going to promote your videos to when you first come up. And it's not a bad thing. It's just that I would like to have been given the opportunity to choose because I got into groups that I don't want to talk about now, but my followers were following a lot of those groups. A lot of them have since left those groups um, because it's more about the clicks and the views for some of them and the drama and the drama, especially with Sebastian Rogers. And it just really gave me a bad taste in my mouth. And that's, and I think Sebastian, that case is more riddled with negative energy than I've ever seen. Like for
Yeah.
me,
And it
anyways.
seems
So
very intentional.
it seems it's for sure intentional. And it makes me wonder what kind of stuff those people are into. 'Cause
Someone said on my latest live stream that Chris has a sister that's a high witch or something like that. And I know that sounds far out, but I mean, who knows with all the negative energy? Maybe Katie. But I think Chris is in the Masons. Apparently, he's a 33rd degree one, and they have to do all those, magic and rituals and things like that. So it seems very strange, but it's normal if you're in these groups. But you
yeah,
have
well,
to have status, power.
listen, you know what? It's not that far-fetched. Bye, Zach. We'll see you Thursday. It's not that far-fetched. You know what I'm going to tell you? Why? Do you guys watch Duty Ron?
No,
Duty,
actually.
oh, Duty Ron. He's actually I was going to do a prayer for him tonight, so we'll do that on the next live. But Duty Ron, because his cancer spread, he and Ed Wallace, who is a forensic expert, They are both retired NYPD officers, and they used to work together, and they do obviously true crime. And they came on one day, and I was blown away. And they said the amount of rituals, satanic rituals of body organs they would find in New York was through the roof.
Wow. Yeah, I
So,
well believe it.
yeah, so it's absolutely alive and well, regrettably. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the other thing, if you want, if you're interested, I did a deep dive. We could do that another day. I did a deep dive on Sebastian. Somebody emailed me. I started getting into the underground residential homes that are hidden networks, and you can sell your kids, and it freaking goes on. There are people that are
Wow.
very highly knowledgeable about it. Like it's wild. So
Yeah. So
there's all
maybe that's a possibility, but then it's still awful to think that what you could be going through if he is alive. I mean, they didn't care. It seems
no,
they just
no.
wanted him gone by any measures.
There's just I think there's a lot of stuff that goes on that feels like conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat stuff, if you will.
Yeah.
Um, but I'll tell you, Kelly Snyder, who I was talking about, the Find Me group, I was so terrified one day he got on the phone with me because my dad had dementia and he was living with me at the time. And every time I like to sit on the floor because I had dogs and play with the dogs in the kitchen. And it's this old farmhouse was built in the 1800s on 150 acres just outside of Ottawa at the time. And every time I would sit on the floor, I would get a vision of a train track under the house. I could feel it. And I would get visions of people, military people guarding the train. And they were housing like kids and just like taking them, like it was like kidnapped, like just taking them. It was scary as hell. And Kelly, I did some research and found out that that house was built on an old underground railway that was built in the 1800s, late early 1900s, to get the slaves in from the US into Canada. And so that house was on a train track. And Kelly told me, stay the fuck away from it. And he's been approached by the UN and stuff. Like he knows his stuff. That's how well he's into this and pedophile groups and trafficking rings. And like he knows his stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And he says, yes, there are underground railroads that do exist. And yes, there's some military involvement, and stay the F away from it. So,
Wow. Okay. Well, I suppose Katie and Chris were in the Navy, so that always explained to me why they passed the lie detectors.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, it sounds crazy when you say that, it sounds, but there's all kinds of people in this world.
There is. Yeah, it's awful
And
to think.
and yeah, and what I used to think conspiracy theory now, I sometimes think is probably more
Reality every day. Yeah.
just like how we used to watch what reality TV. I mean, it's like that's that. I mean, we used to think it was like crazy. Well, no, it's literally people's lives these days. Like it seems like the world's just gone to hell in a handbasket. It's just
Yeah.
wild.
They say the
Anyways,
truth is stranger than fiction, and to
this is
think that
it.
proves to be
This
true.
it's true. So anyway, yeah, I'll let you go. I'll see you Thursday. I'm gonna just wrap up here and call it a night, and I'm gonna go change my
Brilliant.
live stream thumbnail because I said at the beginning I was gonna change this because it was gonna be way too much content. So I'm gonna go change it because some people on replay will not be happy that they didn't get some of the other cases we were talking about. We're also covering Melody Buzzard and Gus Lamont. Have you covered any of those?
Yes, both of them. So I get trafficked with Melody and
Me
with
too.
Gus. It seems like I got in the spirit box, they'll blame the guy in the car, and I know there was something about a body found of a man. Was that only a few days after he was reported missing? So I don't know if maybe it was the man or they want to frame him because the family seems weird too, but it's hard to tell. There's just weird dynamics there.
Yeah, I got for sure mom traffic for Melody, and for Gus, I get a very weird sense about one of the grandmothers. I'm not sure if it's the one that had the sex change, but
Yeah.
I picked up that there was a witness, and it was somebody that has a family history of helping them build that business up that has a grudge
Right.
that kidnapped him. But I get that he's still alive. What do you think about Gus?
Yeah, I got that if he was alive, that he'd be trafficked like more into the middle of Australia. So I
Oh
don't know if he
no.
was on the edge or the outback. Is he, where there's not much land, but maybe he got brought somewhere else. But
Yeah.
the grandparent or the trans grandmother, she did have a gun at a reporter, but then I suppose reporters being in your face would
I
be
was going to
annoying
cover
too.
that today, but if your grandkids are missing and somebody wants to bring that to the news, would you pull a gun on them?
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
Like if your grandson's missing and somebody from the news is like, hey, can we get this out there? Like I might be a little bit ticked off that they showed up unannounced, but at the same time, I don't know. It's just
Yeah,
it kind of gave me Chris Proudfoot vibes.
totally. Some
Did
Chris
you
Proudfoot
too?
dynamics there. He could cross dress too, for all we know.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris is probably talking about himself and all the things he accused Sebastian of.
Oh, do you know what's so weird? I get that all the time, that he kind of suggests and implies, even, with Sebastian, that Sebastian was this or a predator. And I think it's him projecting because he's the predator. Like, I think he's really,
Yeah.
really bad.
Well, apparently Katie's bisexual. I don't know how true that is, but
Yeah, I think I did the tea on Chris on my cards, and it came up that they're either swingers or he could be bisexual too. So maybe they bond over that, possibly.
yeah. Yeah, I know.
The
I
micro
know.
penis card came too.
You're what?
The micro penis card came too.
You have a card that's a
I thought
micro
that was
penis.
funny.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
So
Well,
makes
maybe we
sense
could
why he's
talk.
always so angry.
Yeah, if you email me, we'll maybe chat about what we're going to cover. Maybe we could do one case at a time or something. If it goes well, we can cover a
Perfect.
few,
Yeah. Sounds
Yeah.
good. I'll email you now, and
Okay, honey.
I'll speak soon. Bye. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Thanks. Nice to meet you. We'll see you
You
Thursday, hun.
too.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Yeah, so I'll go and change the thumbnail, something fishy with Coos sticking up for family and lying for a man. Laying out transgender grandpa was shooting a snake when clearly he was threatening daily. I know, honey. I was gonna play that today. I'm sorry we got a little off track today, but that was so much fun. So I'll go change the thumbnail now. So what I'll do is I'll jump on tomorrow instead and cover the other stuff we didn't cover today, and then Thursday we'll have Zach and is it Janice up? I already am so bad with names. That's so horrible. I think she said Janice. Please correct me. Um, and yeah, so thank you for being flexible, everybody. And I wonder if Malaya's new boyfriend works with RCMP. I don't know, Christine, did you hear that? Did you hear that? I don't know. I don't know. I would venture to bet Jasmine. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you. Jeez, I told you I had a bad memory. I think Jasmine. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Now I'll remember Krista. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, lovelies, I really appreciate y'all for being here. I'm gonna go change the thumbnail now. I appreciate you all sticking around. I will be live tomorrow to go through Gus Lamont and Melody Buzzard and Harrow. Just going to end on Harrow. I think you all know that Jake got 25 years plus 5 or 6, so 31 years total. And I wanted to pull some cards on whether Rebecca will give up where baby Harrow is or not for us. But anyway, so tomorrow I'm going to go live. Maybe what I'll do tomorrow, excuse me, instead of doing readings in the day, is we'll come up and do I'll come up and do some readings here while we cover Melissa Buzzard and Gus Lamont. So we'll do that tomorrow at 4, and I'll do readings tomorrow during the 4 o'clock live for those 2 cases, and then we'll go back to Jack and Lily and whatever else Zach and Jasmine and I want to talk about whatever cases we decide to talk about Thursday for 4. Okay. So yes, love and light, everybody. Thanks for being here. Cheers. Have a good night. See you soon.